If you're a beginner, have you ever wanted to build a tagboard pedal? Well, now's your chance. We're going to be building an electric distortion from start to finish with a little bit of a Hello Sailor Effects mod on it. I'm Hello Sailor Effects Joe, and my co-host, as ever, is
John Mulholland, Space Wolf. Greetings and salutations, all you fellow mutants. And we are joined today, above me, by Mr.
I'm Dan. I work for the guitar, the amp center with Guitar Tech. I'm here to build. It's fun.
And I'm Jimmy Smith. I do Scandals repairs out of Brixton Hill Studios down in Brixton in London.
Get on. Soon to be repairing two of my guitars.
That's right, man. I've got the inner bag here. There's a bag of nuts for you.
One of them's my favorite guitar in the world. I'm so nervous. I even bought a new case to take it to London with me because I was like, I'm just not sure. Yeah.
You said you bought a dual case. No, it's in safe hands, man. If you've seen my Insta, I've done I've done very expensive and rare guitars.
It's not even an expensive or rare guitar. That's the thing. It's just there's always one, isn't there? And then of course the other one is my Oasis guitar in the background there. It's a bit of a beast. Let me tell you.
I'm looking forward to seeing how that sounds through my TSL down here.
It sounds completely different to my other Les Paul. Like it's heavy sounding, even though it's hollow. As you like. And anyway, who have we got in the chat? And I've just knocked my soldering iron everywhere. Fantastic, because I'm not in the chat as
like
ever.
Me last time when we were backstage knocking my coffee over.
And of course, the first person in there that I see is nobody except Joe in the HSE merchandise. Outrageous. Get in, mate. I agree. It's absolutely scandalous, you might say. HSE merch. I love it. Right. If anyone's got questions in the chat, how it's going to work is I'm going to do like a whole screen of my little setup here. I'll put one of the components in place, and then we'll flick back to everyone else, just like so, and we'll just flip between that all the way through it. Hopefully that should work. And somehow I think I've disappeared my my circuit, so let's get that up. If anyone's wondering what pedal we're building, it is of course this. So this is the electric circuit. It's basically, we're only going to be using the first 4 tags. That's why there's only 4 tags on our tag board. We're going to add the diodes off circuit, but don't worry, I will show you all that as we get to it. And don't forget, wet the tip. Well done, Crazy Fandango. That's literally my catchphrase at the minute. It'd help if I turn my soldering iron on.
I just heard the beep of mine, so.
Why isn't that going to... Hey, there we are. Right. Okay, so the first component that we're going to be using is the input cap. So if we look at our circuit, our layout, the input cap is this 0.1 UF cap. Do you know what? I'm getting told off for saying UF. Someone said it on the video today. Like, why don't you say microfarad and not UF? Because apparently I'm pretending to be a trained electronic engineer. I'm not. I'm mechanical. Cheers. But so the 1 microfarad cap is going to 100 nanofarad 0.1 microfarad cap. It's going to go in the first tag, and that cap is going to be, for everyone watching, this one here. So it's a TCC cap. It's one of the larger ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the thing that everyone hates me doing, that I do all the time, and that's clean the legs with my snips. Look at that. It's a good feeling. I like it more because I know it annoys everyone. John looks like Crazy Fandango says John looks like he's in a sauna. Mate, he's always on holiday.
Joe, have you seen?
You want me?
I might bring this with me. You.
2 seconds, mate. Let me just get this bad boy in. Right, okay, so with this one, all I'm going to solder is the top left-hand tag. So it's just going to be that top tag there. Once you've got the cap in, so it's just going to be that top tag there, and then I just bend it up and straighten it, and we can snip off the excess this end. The bottom tag's left open because, in fact, I'm lying there. We can solder both of them. Okay, so if we solder both tags and then snip off the excess, you should have something looking like this. So if I go back to, there we are. Hey, I've got to say, I like your little tray there. Is that from Mile House Studios, is it? I need one of them in my life, definitely. Hello, everyone in the chat. We've got Simon, we've got Joe Bogart, we've got Craig Fandango, as ever, Mr. Hubcap John. Hope you're all well. This is the enclosure I went with today. It's shell pink, aged to death, and it's got some sort of.
And you said this one's going straight up and down in the first tag.
Yep.
Nice one.
So let's get this up on the screen so you can see me. Just this left-hand cap here where it says in. This is our input cap. So a top tip for this one, if you wanted the pedal to have more bass and use it, say, for bass, or you want a fuller sound and thing, you use something like a 1 microfarad cap. There's no hard and fast rules here. I just really like the 47 NF for this position. You're going to love some of the choices I've made as well. I've chose literally the hardest pot to solder in the way that we are possible. A, it'd be funny, and B, it'd be a challenge to do it.
I don't think they covered earlier on. This is a 47 microfarad. I was going to put this in instead, but I don't think that's going to work.
Well, you can make, because all you have to do is bend the legs onto themselves and then bend them back out in like a V. Do you know what I mean? Right, let me get a cap and I'll show you.
Oh, yeah.
Always have a mustard cap on hand, you know? Yeah, let me add me to the screen. So what I mean is you take your cap like this and then bend the legs down so then they're like at a V crossing each other, like that. And then take your snips and just bend it back on itself. And that way, the cap sits high, but it'll fit through the tags. You slot one side through, snip it, and then slot the other side through. It should fit.
It's annoying because the mustard's almost fit.
So close, isn't it?
Yeah. And having to bend them up like that. Yeah.
Part of me likes them being up and out the way, though, so you can slot the resistors.
They can get quite fat.
Yeah. But they sound great.
Yeah, I've got a load of old radio spares of mustards here.
I'm looking to my right and I can see a boneyard of radios where I've been pilfering parts. 4 of them are the Pi radios that come with the NKT transistors in.
I just did a Roberts.
Oh yes, I think one of my first videos was one of them Roberts radios.
I kept the original fascia on it and all.
Oh mate, smart.
Very
How good
clean.
are the knobs? They're like the nicest knobs.
Yeah, with the gold reflector and I
love it.
It's got a nice 2K pot in there as well that you can reuse instead of the 1K that they want you to use. You can use the 2K for the gain.
They're nice and big, aren't they, as well? Thanks very much, DJ Play Nice. That's a good name.
Hey, DJ Play Nice. Welcome back. That's a name I've seen in the chat before.
Man, I love this sort of thing. I'd love to make that. We were just saying before the cast that we'd love to make this a regular thing, like maybe once a month or once every other month. Like John will put out a circuit with parts, and then the next month I will, just so then our American viewers don't have to keep paying for the shipping, because I know the world's gone mad.
Oh yeah.
You'll have to excuse me sipping Lemsip. I'm literally dying. The wife come home with a big bag of cold and flu medicine for me today.
So I'm going to use this as my transistor, I believe. This is
oh, nice, mate.
don't know if you can see it. My camera's having a hard
Yeah.
time focusing. But it's a 2N 3053 National Semiconductor.
Nice.
Yeah, vintage one.
Cool.
And they sound really good in this circuit. And they're really inexpensive too. They're like one of those sleeper transistors out there.
I really like BFX 8085. They come on the military. Dan will know this. The MPTU cards, MTPU, motor thermal protection units, and they come with like 10 of them on each card. I've pilfered so many, and they're from like the 80s or whatever. It's decent.
What's the HFE on that, John?
I'm going to test it again. I like to test them a couple of times. My first reading was 144.
Right.
And I got 142 this time.
Oh, okay.
And it's got a forward voltage of 655 millivolts. But these sound really good in fuzz faces too.
Yeah, I was going to say it's more of a fuzz face gain than a electro gain. It would be interesting to hear how something that low for an electro would sound.
Oh, it sounds really good. Yeah, it really does sound good.
I like an MPSA 13's my one, the Darlington. That's just a powerhouse. Like,
oh yeah, if you want to go loud,
so
definitely.
Yeah.
What did I put in mine? I just sorted out like 60 odd transistors on a sheet. It's a nightmare. What did I use?
Not that neat.
BC 338.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy Fandango says Tan's workstation's too neat. It's a nice little setup he's got there, isn't it? It's put me to shame.
Been an actually trained electrical engineer from the Royal Navy, not a chief stoker. It's not.
Yeah, not a clanky. I got to say it. So when I joined up all them years ago, the clever people got put electricians, and everyone else got given a hammer and said make it work. I was definitely in a hammer crowd. Yeah. Hello, Marcus. You're right. He says electrics have bootstrapped bias gain is fairly fixed. It is, mate, but you just get much more. Is it? Can you say low end or growl if you use an MPSA 13 compared to like I don't know, something a bit lighter?
I've added bias controls into my electro designs too to overcome that, so I can get all different kinds of tone structure out of it.
Well, I did a video where it was me against AI, where AI come up with the values for its Electra, and I come up with the values for mine, and put them all on the switch. And then I personally think I won. So I'm just saying. Well, who owns that now? Oh, Joe from the geekery owns that one now, and he quite likes both sides, I think so. But he does play bass, so there you go. Right, are we looking? Have we got
man
that,
after my own heart?
I went with that.
Happy days.
That convinced me to put this in.
Happy days. Right, let's go back to our drawing. So the next components along, because what I like to do is I like to go straight down the center first and then do the outside bits, if you like. So next is going to be a 47K resistor, which is, if I get my handy little layout out, the 47K resistor is this fatter looking green resistor that has a brown on one end and a purple and a yellow at the other. And that's for our 9 volt power supply going in. For this one, you can solder both ends again, and it's going in the next 2 tags along. So tag 2 in the top row and tag 2 in the bottom row. I've just got a new pair of snips today, I've got to say. And obviously matching my flat nose pliers. I'm feeling rather on top of the world, I've got to say. That's a massive thank you to anyone who bought things through the affiliates link, because all I ever do is buy snips and Nipex tools. Basically anything else that Marcus has suggested that I buy over the time period. Oh my god.
Man, Nipex stuff like changed my life. It's so good.
So good. I remember Marcus made a video about them and I was like, oh, I'll buy a pair to test them. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm buying everything that's Knipex. So there we have it. It's just going straight up and down in the next 2 tags along. Happy days. Apologies if I've missed anything in the chat, by the way. I am trying my hardest. And Chris Fandango says close enough for government work. Mate, that's the saying. Close enough for government work. Is anyone in the chat actually building along with this? Am I going too fast, too slow? This is the first one, so we're kind of playing it by ear. Oh, I've got to say, Craze Fandango's on the ball here. Remember to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, get on. Actually, speaking of which, the video I posted yesterday, I was just saying before the podcast, is absolutely blew up. It was at 5K views last time I seen it in a day. Madness. And I think that's because people started doing that new hype.
The hype.
The hype. I hyped it.
What the hell is that?
It's something new that they've added to YouTube so that people that, really like a video can add a hype to it, and it pushes it in the algorithm so that things that people like and want to promote, that's a way of promoting it. So
I asked for people to hype it on the actual video because I'd seen it on a YouTube, whatever, like a YouTube help yourself video. Thought, why not? I'll ask, and it seems to have blew up. It's mad. So thank you to everyone who watched that Build an Audio Probe video so far. Oh, here we go. Oh, wrong one. DJ Play Nice says, not building along, but he's... Oh, no, it's not him. Apologies. Johnny 3 Bar says, he's building a Neutron 3 as he's watching along. Get in, mate. Love that. I think
I'm going off script a little bit. I
expect nothing less, mate. Ken Coolidge says that he's building along. Get in, mate. Thank you.
Where's my camera? Here we go. I'm building a point-to-point version of it on a piece of scrap perf board that I had. Just for the shits and giggles of it.
Mate, you're well ahead there. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Joe Bogart says, doesn't know how to hype on a PC, but is that mobile only? To be honest, mate, I'm not young or cool enough to know.
Yeah, I've only seen it show up on my mobile phone, so
I think it's mobile only.
That makes sense. I like it. We're getting full on pod view for John Soldering here. Nice bit of work there, mate.
I'm purposefully not showing my workshop. I tried to give it a tidy today, but man, there's so much guitar and electronic shit everywhere.
Lots. Cat's Music Journey says, "What's the audio probe video today? It was great. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it." I wasn't sure whether that one would really land. I was going to just add it as an extra video, but it seems people quite like. Are we all ready to move on? Yeah.
Yeah.
This next bit's going to be a bit more interesting. If I add it on, so it's a 680 ohm resistor going straight up and down again in a third tag along. But just because when I was doing the kit, I didn't have just a 680 ohm resistor that wasn't boring. So I've got these two resistors. One is I think it's a 1K. It's like a beige color. Gold, black, red, gold. No, brown, black, red, gold. And then there's another smaller resistor that goes with it, which is this one here. I hope everyone can see that on the screen now. So you should only have a larger beige resistor and a smaller vintage dark brown resistor left after this. And because I'm a legend, I've actually messed up the legs on these ones, so I'm going to have to sort them out. And the idea being is that these two in parallel are going to make roughly 680 ohms. It's not exactly.
Not sure what if I've got the right one here. Got a 1K.
Yeah, so there's a 1K, and then there's also a. I'll measure it for you, mate. You've
There was
obviously
a
got your food printed up there.
1.8 and a 5.3 in parallel.
I think that. Let's have a look. I think the 5 point. So it should be a 2 point. Fuck off. I'm saying a 1.8
Yeah.
and a 1K in parallel. So the 5.3 or 5.6 I've got here is for your current limiting resistor.
Ah.
So it's the upper smaller one. I don't know if I can get a. Oh, there you go. Them two. How's that? So once twisted together, let me just twist them together and give it a measure so you can see. Oh, this would have been well easier if I'd have used a 680 ohm resistor. We only had like quarter watt ones and they look terrible. So this comes to 650 ohms using these two. And all I do is just twist the legs together to make one. I mean, you could just solder the legs on top of each other if you wanted to. But
the ones I've got aren't the right size.
what have you got?
So this one, I think one of them's a 1K.
Wait there. Let me stick you to the full screen, mate. So you should have a 1K and a 1 point.
That's a 1K. And then I've got this one. That's really 1 meg.
Yeah, that's a 1 meg. That's needed for the pull down resistor.
Yeah, and then this one.
Bumped my phone.
That's
Is that like 1.8 or something?
that was 2.
That was what? Sorry,
2.2.
2.2 meg. Yeah,
And this one's 5.5K.
and you should have one more resistor, mate.
Nope.
Oh no.
2.6. Fear not.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should have 6 resistors in total, mate.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 5.
Yeah, me too. There's 6
Good,
if you
that's
include the one that we put on in the second log.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
that makes 6.
Right.
6 in total, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Like, woo.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I've got official on. Right, so what do I need? It's a 680 ohm.
680 ohm. If I messed up one kit, mate, I'm really glad that it's yours. No offense. I'd rather it was someone I know. Right. So
What am I
there's
looking for?
mine. There's how mine looks now. It's just three rows of components. And if we go to the 4 screen again, so then we can take that off. There we go. Can you see? Oh, so Kent wants to see them again. Let me just put me full screen, mate, and I'll show you. So what you'll have is you'll have these 2 resistors on top of each other.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just going through my stash of resistors to see if I've got anything that I can kind of make work.
I'd mislabeled one of mine as 10K instead of 1. So I'm good.
Cool. Do you know what? I put the kit together so long ago. I should have made this piece of paper for each one.
I think we're good.
Yeah, mental note for next time. I'm going to print out the paper and then do the kit that way. There you go. Hubcap John says, just dodge that iceberg. Not yet, mate. We're still heading for it, full steam ahead. Both rudders are on port, but we haven't quite cleared it yet.
600 ohms, that'll do. It's close enough.
Mate, that close enough for government work for me, mate.
Right, hang on. So these just go straight up next one, right?
Yeah, exactly, mate. You can solder both ends as well. DJ Play Nice says, anyone else look for old electronics to harvest components from?
Oh,
Any
this guy.
ideas, tips and tricks? Yeah, mate,
This
I
guy.
really like Robert's radios are fantastic. You get some good Mullard transistors out of them. Some of the old Pi radio stuff are hit and miss. You get some good NKTs out of certain ones of them, but not all.
What part of the world are you in, DJ Play Nice?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because
What
if you're
what
in
I
the
like
States, yeah. In the States, I like to
Okay.
go to the Goodwill and all the thrift shops and hit those places. You can get electronics, like sometimes like old transistor radios that are just like chock full of germanium transistors.
Oh, here we go. Gadjin Guitar says he sells Japanese guitars. Have you got any favorite obscure Japanese pedals?
Ooh,
Oh man,
man.
my mate Joe picked up this phaser that was like a hardwired plug-in. It was like a red wedge, and it had like a 200-volt solid plug connection to it that he picked up in Tokyo. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a discontinued Boss delay pedal that I like a lot that one of the guitar players I used to be in a band with had, and it was just like, it was, in order to reproduce what that delay pedal could do, you now have to buy like 2 or 3 different pedals,
Oh, man.
basically, and chain them together.
DJ Play Nice says that he's in the central US. For me, mate, what I would just go on eBay, find an old radio, and then get the model number and put that into ChatGPT and ask him what transistors are in it.
Yeah, go to Goodwill too, like I said, and especially if you have like an outlet, like a Goodwill outlet store that has the big blue bins. Sometimes you can go there and it's by the pound, and you can like just rack up. That's where I found my old Zenith transistor radio that had like 8 or 9 PNP germanium transistors in it.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
It's a gold, man. Gold.
It was. Yeah, totally was.
I like the Philips and the Stella radios as well. Those kind of OEM version of Philips radios is Stella.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both good for harvesting transistors and old resistors out of, especially.
Yeah. They usually have the like the black Mullard style, because they're the same company, aren't they? Mullard and Philips, Mullard style transistors.
Yeah.
Gadget Guitar says his favorite of all time are the Shin Companion Fuzz. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Not long ago.
that is a classic.
Here's the tip: Hacker radios are good too. They are very good. Yeah. As I say, I find old radios all the time on eBay and stuff, especially ones that are going for a low bid. And then I just put the model number into ChatGPT and ask what transistors are in it, and it will search the diagrams and tell you. It's
That's
really
sweet.
easy.
Yeah.
There's a really good website, like is it like a German transistor museum?
Oh yes, I've
you know that website?
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah.
That
is awesome.
Any model of radio or record player or anything with transistors or tubes in it. This website will have, and it gives you schematics for some of it, and it's an amazing resource.
It has the spec sheets for some of the old germanium components and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a valuable resource. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, man.
Joe asks, would 60s or 70s organs be good donors? Mate, my wife's granddad died, and he had a 60s organ in his living room. The guy was like a hoarder, so he had 2 tellies because one had sound and one had vision. And he turned it because he wouldn't throw anything away. But he had this organ, and I took the insides out of it. Oh my God, there was about 50, well, maybe not 50, but there was about 20 of these General Elect germaniums in there from 65. Brilliant. I would say organs, they cost a bit more, so you need to know that it's going to have them in there if you're going to buy it, rather than a radio. You spend 20 quid, you're not bothered if it's only got 1 or 2 in there. But even them, like, the big brown nasty caps that Fender went to for a while in the late 60s. They're full of them.
Yep.
Which they test good, sound good. Yeah,
Cool.
happy days.
Yeah, they have multiple oscillators in, so like it's just like stacks and stacks of the same kind of
Yeah.
row of components. So
Exactly, mate. Yeah.
if you get one that has like, oh, this one will have a OC75 in it, you'll end up with like 20, 30, 40 of them.
Yeah, that's what it did, mate. It had these weird black General Elect transistors in there, and every one of them tested between 60 and 120. It was the dream. I think I gave my last two of them to Marcus the other day.
Oh, you had the black General Electrics in it. Those are gold,
so
man. Those are beautiful. They're
the ones that I used in the Rangemaster side of this.
Oh, sweet.
Real good. Right, okay, so we're ready to move on. Next bit is going to be the fun bit. I'm going to skip the next two components that are on the outside of the board. So if we look at this, we have this 2.2 meg and it's 0.1 microfarad, or 0.1 UF for everyone who hates me saying that. I love saying that. That's your output cap. We're going to skip them two, and I'm just going to go to the transistor, which is base, collector, emitter in this one. So we may have to cross over some legs. Well, hey. So let's add me to the screen. And of course, I'm using the Peak Atlas DCA 55. Absolutely advised buying this one for anyone. Although someone did say to me that I should be getting the 75. So
yeah, the 75 is the upgraded version.
Because apparently it does JFETs as well, which is something that this doesn't do.
Yeah, that's one of my next purchases is a 75.
Yeah, as you can see, my one's been through the mill here. It's absolutely knackered. It says it's an NPN. It gives you the pin out. The current gain, if anyone's interested in this one, is 587. And the pin out here, I've got the red is the base, which is the center. So we're definitely going to have to cross a pin. The green is the collector. So the collector, we want to be in the center. So the green and the red on my one are going to have to cross over. So the emitter isn't going to cross over, and that is the blue. So if you hold your transistor with the round piece, the round part of it facing up and a flat edge facing down, you see like that, rounded part facing up, flat edge facing down, the left-hand side leg and the center leg need to cross over. So all you do is just cross them over like that. Oh,
so
can everyone see that?
You say flat facing up?
No, flat facing down.
Right. Okay.
And then the left-hand side. We'll test them again in a second just to double check. What I like to do without jumping ahead is take some insulation from my wire. Just take a small length of it and slide it on the pin that is now in the center, which is our collector. So you'll end up with something that looks like that.
I'm going to flip my screen around and go run to the bathroom real quick so that you have a screensaver of my completed circuit there.
He's showing off, any look at him. So I'm just I'm just going to test it on the DCA 55, even though I know it's the right pin out because I've just looked at it. I'm just going to test it again because check twice, cut once, and all of that.
Collector is the red, it's in the middle. Let's swap these two.
Yeah, so that's the right way around. So if you're looking at it, if you have the rounded part facing upwards and a flat part facing down, the two left-hand legs, so the left-hand leg and the center leg swap over. Like so. You can maneuver them so the legs don't touch each other. You don't have to put your shrink on it, or all I've done is just took a bit of a sheathing off my wire and stripped the end off, and I've just slid that on the leg. You don't have to do that, but it's less chance of it shorting out that way.
Yeah, you'd be daft to leave it bare.
Yeah, it seems like a silly thing to not do, you know.
Just going to test again, and these go in the one left, starting from the left-hand side.
Yeah, so if we're all happy with that, we've got the transistor swap round.
Yep.
It goes in, so the two swapped over legs go left-hand side, as you see. So the base left-hand side, collecting in the center, and the emitter is the leg that hasn't been swapped. That goes into where the 680 ohm is. But before we do that, let me just show you. How I like to fix it is I put it through the center holes. See, as you're looking down, you can see 3 holes. I slide it in there.
Oh, you're putting this in the bottom section, yeah?
Yeah, so it's going to be like that. Okay. And the best way to do this is to solder one leg. So I like to solder the leg closest to the end just because that's the easiest to get to. I chose these transistors because they'll take a little bit more heat than some germaniums and stuff like that. So don't be too scared about soldering them in. And then you can just take your transistor and straighten it out. And then the other 2 legs you can solder from the bottom. Like so. And then just snip off the excess and job's a good one. That's about as straight as a 50p piece, but well done. Yeah, so hopefully you can all see that. So the crossed over legs is the actual center leg of your transistor goes into the left-hand side lug. The right-hand leg, the left-hand leg of your transistor goes into the center lug. And then the last leg isn't crossed over at all. That goes into the third lug along. And you should have, if you're looking at it the way that I'm looking at it, you should have the round part of your transistor facing back towards you and the flat part facing into the pedal.
Yes, sir.
Right, that should be it.
Okay.
Cool. Nice.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm in.
Cool. Let me give you the full screen, mate. Let's see it again. Nice.
Like this.
Spot on, mate.
Yeah.
As far as I can see. Get on, Dan.
Looking good.
So it's basically, if you're holding it, add to the stage. If you're holding it this way round, your crossed over leg should be this side. The leg that was the left-hand side should be the center. And then this one here, the third pin along, should be no crossover whatsoever. You should have the round part of your transistor facing towards you and the flat part into the center. If that's all good, we're good. Then we're going to move on to, if we look at our drawing, we're going to move on to the 2.2 meg. Now, so that is going to be this resistor here. If I can get it in there. So it is a red, green, gold, or gold, green, red, because I'm terrible and I can't read transistors. It's a larger, it should be your largest transistors. It should be your largest resistor left. I'm going to clean the legs with my new snips just to annoy everyone. Sorry, internet. Now, for this bit, what I like to do, if I get myself full screen here so you can see, I like to take my resistor and just bend one leg completely over. So it's like a V shape, if you like. Then take my snips. You can either use your snips, your flat nose pliers or whatever, and just bend the legs in on themselves. So they're like this. And then just snip them so then they're about 5 mil long. Sort of like that. Then all we do is hook them through the first 2 tags. And what I like to put the resistor body on the left-hand tag because it's kind of out the way because we're going to add another component in. So when we solder, we're only going to solder in tag number 1 on the bottom row. If I solder that bad boy in. You can snip the excess off, but don't solder the second pin along, which goes to the center leg of our transistor. There's going to be another component going in there. And then you can bend this up so it's up on itself and out the way, or you can have it lying flat. I'm just going to leave mine lying flat, mainly because it's a big resistor and we've got loads of space in our enclosure. So we don't need to worry about that. How are we looking?
Can I just get another squiz at the diagram?
Yeah, they are, mate.
Yeah, so log 1 and 2 on the outside.
That's the one. Crazy Jack Am says, hi guys, enjoying this episode as I build my own Crazy Jack fish face pedals here in the Whittle. Get in, that's where my mum lives.
Sweet.
The Whittle. Oh, he says he's in Chester. Get in, mate. My mum's in Birkenhead, which is the can I say it live? The shittier part. She lives in the north end of Birkenhead, and when I was a kid, it won the world's worst town because the kids were playing with rats in the street in their pants, which was me, by the way. It says, Joe meant to say hello, but couldn't get there. Great show, guys. Thanks very much, mate. Do you know what? I love that there's so many small builders coming up from the UK at the minute. It's like a hotbed.
Yeah, it's nice to support all lads and all the small builders.
Yeah.
That's what he says with 3 Wampler pedals and a boss pedal on his board.
Mate, you want to see my board? It is insane. I've got the polyverbs running stereo. So I've got wet dry mix, but the polyverbs is stereo, so the reverb stereo. Well, on the dry side, I've got a Demodash T120 delay, so it's not exactly dry. And the other side's got the rest.
Yeah,
excessive, to say the least.
All the other stuff I've got. I've got the modded pig muff that you suggested. I've got the anchor. I've got the Seawolf. I've got the fuzz that I won off of you as well. That's got to go on there.
Mate, how good does the big muff sound with that thing in front of it? That what should we call
the Black
buffer?
Puffs.
Oh my god! Yeah. Right, are we ready to move on to the next bit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next bit is going to be, if we look at our drawing, you can probably guess this. It's going to be this. It says here 0.1 microfarad or UF or 100 NF. Actually, with the kit, I've supplied a 47 NF just because I think it sounds better with less bass. And it's, I'm showing you the cap like you can see, but I'm not on the screen. It's this cap here, the smaller one. Now with this one, what we're going to do is the same thing where we bend the legs on themselves. So probably halfway down the cap, because there's loads of space in the enclosure, bend the legs up. Now with the cap legs facing away from you like this, only snip the leg on the left-hand side to be 5 mil long. The other leg leave long, because what we're actually going to do is slide it through tags 3 and 4 in a diagonal. So if you see this, we've got the first leg goes into our 2.2 meg, but the longer leg slides through the tag 3 and goes diagonally across into tag 4. Does that make sense?
Just linking.
So the shorter leg, or the leg that you haven't snipped, that you'll have snipped short, goes into the 2.2 meg, like the one that we haven't soldered. The longer leg goes into tag 3, which is the last leg of our transistor, through that tag, and diagonally it goes across this way and goes to tag 4. I mean, you could bend it on itself and put it into tag 4 next to it, but it seems really easy just to put it straight across. Like so. Right, I'm just going to give that a solder now. I had Todd from the Guitar Nerds, Guitar Knob, staying with me last week, and we were in the workshop. We built a range master together, so I kind of built it while he was playing and tweaking it as we go. And I'm currently building like 5 of them because it was completely different values to what I would choose myself. He went silicon instead of germanium. There's just all this stuff that I would just never choose. And at the end of it, I was like, wow, this sounds really good. And I suppose it helps because he was playing along and making decisions as he goes. Right, so it'll look like this. So you'll have your, if I grab my screwdriver, you have one leg going in here, which is tag 2 into our 2.2 meg resistor into that one. Then the next leg goes into tag 3, which joins up with the final leg of our transistor. And then that long leg extends out and connects to pin 4. If anyone's cut the leg off too short, or you can just add in like an offcut. Say, for example, here's an offcut. You could just add an offcut across the 2 legs if you want. So on the bottom row, tag 3 and tag 4 are joined together. Right. Apologies if I've missed any questions in the chat. I've been kind of in the zone.
Chat, actually. Anyone coming to Woking on Saturday?
That's a good point. I'll be there on my solo travel, but my good mate Dan is going to be there to help me on the stall. What do you reckon? Get on. High-powered team, mate.
Nice.
Oh, Craze Fandango, you're going to be there. I've got a pedal that I'm almost finished for you. I don't know if I'm going to have time to finish it then.
I don't know what I do with my red LEDs. Oh, no.
Oh, is that what you're putting in, is it, John?
I was getting ready to put a red LED. I'm doing an asymmetrical where I got the 2 1N914s on one side, and I'm going to use an LED on the other side for the clips. Where yeah. I'm
nice, mate. I did think about using LEDs on this, but I don't know. I had them germanium diodes lying there, and the 4148s actually sound pretty good in this. So
I'll use one of these blues.
Can I ask
so
the guy?
I broke with the kit, Joe.
Yeah,
and I went with this nice.
Oh, wait there,
tropical
mate.
fish.
You know that's it. Let's see that again, mate.
Go on.
Man after my own heart there. Look at that.
Nice tropical fish.
Beautiful.
Always sounds better. Always.
Guy called Andy sent me a load through.
Oh, get on, mate.
Yeah.
Is that it? It's a nice size, that one as well, isn't it? It's not like...
Yeah, they're... I can't remember whether they're like 16 or 18 volts. They're not very big.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're... He sent me a load like of all weird values as well. So I've got like, I don't know, like 33 and yeah, this 47 and 55 or something like that. But yeah,
always come good for like fine tuning a fuzz face or a range master.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like I've got stock for stuff that I usually build, like the Mark 1s, and I've been doing a few buzzer rounds and stuff like that, and fuzz faces. But yeah, just having odds and sods that you can tweak circuits with is nice.
Yeah, definitely. Can I ask you a quick question? Anyone who bought the kit, has your switch got 2 positions or 3?
3.
3.
Those up, middle, bottom.
Yep.
Good. I was worried that I'd give away all my 2-position switches and I only had the 3 left. Right, now the last thing to do on the circuit, let me get it up, is if you look at the top here where your 680 ohm resistor is, we can see it connects to the next tag along. So all we need to do is add that in. So if I bring me up, I'm going to take one of my component legs because they are ever useful. I'm just going to bend it into a loop and put it through the 2 center holes, just like the holes that we use for our transistor. And then I'm just going to solder them straight in there. So it joins them 2 tags together. We could have made this a 3-tag board really, but big is always better.
That's a possibility.
John's off on a crazy making his own circuit up now. So I've just got this loop in there like that. I mean, you could lie it flat. You could even loop it through the 2 ends there, but we're going to be soldering a wire to it. So
and if you want to make nice, neat loops, you can always get a screwdriver and just bend the wire around whatever screwdriver and get a nice, neat loop.
Look at that. Top tip from Jimmy. There you go.
There you go.
Like, do you know what? I think I could probably fix something to my board. Like sticking out the top of the board, like different gauges that I could.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I saw the other day. So a gentleman brought in a modded blues driver, but it wasn't. It's like Healy, but it was the original team. It was I don't know if it's called Monmouth or Mammoth or something, and it had. Oh yeah, it was with the 2 transistors. They had drilled a hole, and the tip of the transistor was like poking out the top of the actual enclosure with the switches either side. It was wicked. Yeah. If it weren't, stupidly expensive.
I know someone else who's done something like that with NKT 275s before he knew they were expensive.
Oh no!
Well, mate, in 2008, 2009, you could get them for like a tenner each. So I used to just drill the enclosure, put them through, and then epoxy them in place.
Oh shit!
So you could see them, and the legs would just dangle out the bottom of the enclosure. And I'd just like run wires to them. Mad. I'd love to find some of them old pedals. It's just insane. Right. So when you're ready, let me know, and we'll move on to the next bit. The next bit's the fun bit.
Yeah, crazed. There's the London show as well at the end of the month on the 28th if you're coming up.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm not doing the show as a vendor, although they did message me and ask, but it's not a good show for pedals for me. I never seem to sell any, and people are in like this conveyor belt, so you don't get a good like time at a stall. But I may travel up if Mrs. Saylor lets me. I mean, if I put my foot down and tell her that I am.
Well, I'll be there with Joe from the shop. He's got like 5. He's going to have a massive stand. So
is he?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll come up and bring him some pedals then. I don't know. I'll see how I swing it. She did buy me Oasis tickets last weekend, so I don't know if I can. I don't know how much I can push her, you know.
Just tell her it's a business expense.
Mate, she was not happy with my tattoo, let me tell you. She's just like, another one. Why do you need more tattoos?
Because I still have space left.
Well, that's it.
There's a spot.
Well, I still need to get Churchill, and I still need to get my daughter to draw me something.
Oh, there you go.
From the advert.
Yay.
Right. Right, so next, let's next up is going to be the diodes. So there's 2 sets of diodes with the kit. You got the germanium ones, which are the lighter coloured ones with a yellow and a white band on. And then there's the silicon ones, which are orange with a black band on. So the silicon ones, they're 4148, 1N 4148. If they were rare and expensive, they would be
Everybody would,
yeah. So because they sound so good, but because they're readily available, people don't care about them. So what we're going to do is each set of transistors, first of all, you want to put them up next to each other like this, and make sure that you've got the black band on one facing in a different direction to the black band on the other. It's very important, and that's because let me get in focus there. And that's because each one of these clips half of your signal, so the positive half and the negative half. So if you have them facing the same way, you'll only get clipping on one half of your signal. So if you hold them together like this, and what I like to do is what I call a helicopter method, which makes no sense, but it's what I do. Cross the legs over and then give them a little twist. And then do the same on the other side. I just cross the legs over. I hate helicopters, by the way, if anyone has them 1,000 times. Bloody death traps. Give them a little twist and you'll end up with something like this. And then you can just solder each end of this little contraption. Now, I do always say it, but diodes do not like heat. So don't hang about, but you don't have to, be too tentative. You want to get them actually soldered. And you'll have something like this. And then what you do is snip off 2 legs. So you're left with like a U shape. Like that. Now, when you get to that position, the U shape, you can bend the legs back in on themselves. I like to use the flat nose pliers as a spacer, but it doesn't need to be that exact. With the goal being that they're going to fit through our switch. So as you can see, mine aren't exact, but they are roughly the switch's width, if you like. There's loads of room in this enclosure. And then what we do is, I like to use the enclosure for this bit. So if we slot the switch into the enclosure hole for the switch, you can use it as a base to work off and just slide the diode straight through. What I like to do is slide them straight through all holes, but it doesn't matter. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? And then give each side a solder, and then you can just snip off the excess. Again, you don't want a dry solder joint, but don't hang about for ages on there. Once you have snipped off the extra, you can just bend them up so they're pointing upwards. Hopefully that makes sense. And then all you'd have to do is repeat the process for the other set of diodes on the other side, the other 2 lugs. So I'll go off my screen and bring everyone up. Right, hopefully that made sense, by the way.
Yeah.
So we're not linking the feet through to the middle section. We're just doing the top 2, right?
Yeah. The middle section is going to be what we attach to the circuit. I mean, for this bit, if you're building a home, you could use any diodes. I mean, I've got massive germanium ones there that are the size of a finger. You could use them. You could use LEDs. The center position of our switch is going to be no clipping, so it's just going to be like a complete boost. So you get a massive jump in volume and be super clean.
Nice.
I mean, the circuit's like really versatile.
I mean, things like this.
Wait there, John. Let me put your full screen, mate. There you go. See some of them. They're meant to actually be screwed to a enclosure. If you're interested, Dan, Type 23 propulsion plant, the diesel generators have massive ones in. He's definitely not interested, is he?
Excuse me, Mr. Chief Stoker. I want some of your diodes. I want to get told where to shove. They'll be when do you fuck off back to the MCO where you belong?
Type 23 frigates have a SEC, mate, not an MCR.
Oh,
Same.
Useless.
I actually, fully enough, I went to a live gig last Friday in a local pub by us called the Jolly Roger. And it's right on the seafront. And outside of it, on the seafront, my 2 first ships, HMS Monmouth and Montrose, like decommissioned in mothballs. Sad sight, like rusting away. But it was nice to go and have a pint and stand next to them,
Yeah, I think I don't know where the Manchester is. I know the Invince is already in razor blades.
Invince is long gone, mate. I was in Darso when that went dead chips and reserve organisation. I watched that one go, and Manchester's long gone. In fact, the only one of my ships still in service, the Kent, because the roadbook is out in Bangladesh. I did have a brief folly with it when we were out in Bangladesh. We were both right behind it. It was nice to see it. Like it looked in bad shape, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
There's not the world's amount of parts out there to fix them.
No, that was the problem with all the Invince class carriers. We couldn't put too many at sea because we didn't have the staff.
It's the same with ships, mate. There isn't a navy in the world that doesn't suffer with all that.
No.
Right, so when we're done, we should have something that looks like this. There's 2 sets of diodes. It really doesn't matter how high you stack them because the enclosure is pretty deep at this point. And I don't think they're going to foul. Oh, actually, it does matter how high you stack them because it could well foul your jack. We'll get to that when we come to it. I might have to bend some over. So I might have to bend one set flat and have one set standing up or even bent over, just because the way that I've drilled the enclosures, as you can see, it's going to fit in here, although it'll sit lower. It may well foul where our output jack is. Well done, Joe, for not checking that beforehand. Yeah, so I'm going to have something like this. Kind of looks like the old coat hanger that you used to try and make an aerial out of when you were a kid.
Yeah, I think I might just leave them laid flat. So they've
lay flat's better, mate. Grace Fandango said he's making it up as he goes along. Fake it till you make it, mate. It's got me this far. It's got me all the way to Chiefstoker. But as someone told me in a video today, I'm not even a proper electrical engineer. Brilliant. Close enough for government work. It is indeed, mate.
Might go see if I can find an enclosure to throw this thing in. Test it out.
I never thought about that. The reason why John hasn't got a kit is because it's like £5 billion to send anything.
And I've got everything to build it myself.
Yeah.
I built this circuit in my sleep. Yeah. I built this circuit in my sleep. This is basically a little bit of a version of the flash drive, considering it's got the LED and the asymmetrical clipping.
That's another thing. You can use one diode, as John says, and have it asymmetrical, which means that's just clipping one half of the sine wave. Right. Are we?
Well, it's clipping it's clipping the sine wave, but it's clipping in different tiers. One half of it's clipping harder, and the other half's clipping a little bit softer.
Exactly. Yeah. Next is going to be adding everything into the enclosure. I like to start. Let me know if I'm jumping ahead too fast. By the way, guys.
No, man. We're good.
I like to start with the 9-volt DC power supply. Don't ask me why, but they're just a nightmare to fit in. I'm using a massive gold washer on mine. You don't have to. You can just put it straight in. But actually, I'm not using a massive gold washer on mine because it doesn't fit. I've asked. Right.
I won't be using.
Yeah. The reason why it's a nightmare to fit is because unless you've got like one of these rocket sockets, which obviously I have, it's really hard to get in.
I love the rocket sockets.
So good.
Hmm.
The only thing is you can't get really tight with them because they are plastic.
Yeah. Although if you bear down, if you push down and twist and go gentle, you can get some serious torque before it'll slip.
I do like to use my spanner that fits every
Oh yeah,
every
yeah, that's a nice
connection.
one too. I mean,
I stole it. I stole this off a Docky in Portsmouth. Sorry, Docky. He left it loafing in my machining space. I was like, well, I'm having that. So I like to add that in first. And when I don't know how you guys fit them, but I put that actual jack barrel thing at the bottom. Don't know why. I just always have.
I always do the same thing. It's just I see it that way on every pedal that I've ever seen. So it just is an aesthetic for me.
Makes sense, right?
Makes sense to me. Yeah.
Right. Next, I add in the 3-pole double throw switch. And the reason for that is because it's the same size and I won't have to adjust my shifter. Now with this, I take all of the fittings off. And believe me, if I'm teaching you to suck eggs or going through the basics, I apologize. But I take all the fittings off and the bottom screw or the bottom nut I wind out to about a third of the way up the thread. And then I add in the lock washer because that goes on the inside, not the outside like I see on some pedals. And like I've fitted in the past because I'm an idiot. And then I slot it through the pedal. What I like is there's a little groove cut out. I always have that facing the top. I don't know why. I just always do it. You obviously don't have to do that yourself. And then I like to use a metal washer, as everyone will know by now. But you can use the plastic washer if you want. I'm going gold fittings today. I don't know why. I fancied it. I thought with the shell pink enclosure, it might look all right.
Central foot switch.
I know.
Crazy
Fandango hates it when I put them on the side, but I've got to say, right, Jeff Shockley says, I'm good. You want to see the enclosure that this man has put together. My word.
Oh, that thing is beautiful, man.
So good.
Yes,
It's
good job, Jeff.
Yeah, mate, unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jeff, some might say. If anyone watches football in the UK, you'll get that reference. Right, so now that's on. I'm going to move on to the world's worst pot. These are real smooth and real nice for everyone to use. However, they are terrible to use in the application where you're using them. And the reason why I picked it is because I thought, A, it'd be a challenge. And B, if you can do this, you can fit anything. So if you remove the nut and washer, there's like a little notch at the front. It's like if you see like a little, and that's on some enclosures, there's a hole for that to lock in, right? Obviously, we don't have that, so I like to just snip that off.
I've got my collection of pots downstairs, but I've got a few of those.
Our legs are going to be really close together. So what I like to do is take my snips, grab the outboard leg, and twist it outboard and twist it up at the same time. So you get that sort of shape. And do the same for the other one. I'll show you in a second. And the center one just gets bent straight up like that. So you have this sort of fork shape. Trust me, once you've been able to fit one of these pots in there, no pot in the world will cause you any hassle. And then we can go ahead and stick that straight in.
Yeah, those are actually supposed to be like soldered into the circuit board.
Yeah.
Depends
they're made in Japan. They're like real nice pots.
Oh, they're very smooth. Yeah.
Just not, they're not meant for what we're using them for, but I like how they feel to use, so I use them. And sometimes when you haven't got a lot of space in the enclosure, is you use them really.
Oh yeah, they're very good for space saving. I've used them for that quite a few times. Like especially when I'm building like my really crazy little miniature amplifiers inside of things they shouldn't be inside of.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll never find them in a kit because they're a nightmare to use.
Unless it's a kit that's, everything's PCB mounted.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I found them in those before, but even then they usually use the like barrel pots like this with the lugs that go into the board instead of the open lugs.
Yeah. And then last but not least is going to be our switch. Now for this, the bottom, like, what would you call it? The bottom nut. That's the word I'm looking for. That sets how far up the switch is going to stick out. Now, I think because I'm using a massive gold washer, I don't think I'm going to be able to have the nut on there. But what I would do is I'd put it to then whichever side diode fits in without fouling the enclosure, put it in that way round so it goes straight up and down like that. I'm going to have to get rid of my nut because I've got this really thick gold washer because everyone knows I hate normal washers. I don't know why, I just do.
I don't think they do as good a job at like holding everything down. Like especially those plastic washers, those things are the worst.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. JHS uses it for the 9-volt thing. And that's why I don't. I feel like it's his kind of calling card. And I'm like, I don't want to copy what he does.
I don't think I have one handy here, do I? I found these at the hardware store. They're like grade 8, like heavy duty, and they have this kind of really cool bronze color to them from the hardening process. You know, that straw hardening color, and it has like a little like indentation in it. I think it's either like a Y or something like that, whatever, a maker's mark, and they look really cool. Let's see, I might have one here. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, let me flash it up on full screen, John.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, mate. Nice.
Yeah, and they fit perfectly. Like it's I think it's a 7/16 inch hole diameter.
So the way that I've done my my diodes, the shorter ones are up against the enclosure, but that means that the little cutout on this switch, the thread, is pointing down, which I absolutely despise, but I'm just gonna have to live with it now. Mental note to self, don't do that again. I've actually not put the nut on the bottom, so I've just got the lock washer and the thing through, mainly so it sits a bit lower below the jack. But don't worry, if you haven't done that, I'm sure we can squeeze the jacks around it. Speaking of which, you should have 2 of these Switchcraft style jacks. I've been through thousands of these trying to get ones that are as good a quality as Switchcraft and without costing basically the price of your house. These are as close as you can get, I believe. And what I like to do is the earth connection, which is the connection to the center that attaches to the center. I like to just grab that and bend it flat so it's straight in that manner, not flayed out. That
barrel ones.
That'll be handy later. So let's have a look. There's how it is.
Yeah, we got cliff jacks in the.
Oh, have you got cliff jacks? Right. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Let me grab some cliff jacks then.
Yeah, we got cliff jacks in the
like those
kit.
Like these, Jimmy. Basically like those.
Yeah, we can't see green on his channel. On his
the black plastic with the 2 lugs on one side.
Yeah,
man. I use those for all of my builds.
I love them. They're the unfortunate thing is they are so space, constrictive. It's like when you're using an original Mark 1 enclosure, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. I like to use these little box jacks too, like this. If I need a tight space, those fit in really nice, and they're still the same kind of concept where everything's insulated and isolated.
Did old PV amps used to use those? Like the American PVs?
Maybe, yeah. I've seen them in a lot of stuff from the 70s.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to use these jacks because I've drilled my enclosure too small. Damn.
Oh, I should have thought better. Come on.
I know. Do you know what it is? It's because I did all your enclosures and I didn't do me one. I was like, I'll do mine later. Cheers, Joe.
That's why the cobbler never has good shoes.
I know, mate. That is true.
It was like, all my gear was falling apart when I was full time working as a guitar tech and luthier, and everybody else's gear was great, but I didn't have time to work on my own shit.
100%, man. So true.
Yeah, my father-in-law's bathroom's terrible. He's a plumber. Our bathroom that he did for us is fantastic. It's one of them things, isn't it? How are we looking for fitting your input and output jacks in? Are they going in
Yeah,
all
done.
that? Anyway? Class.
They awfully close.
Is it as long as it's not touching, mate? You're all good.
Yeah, they are quite close.
Right.
Have you got a jack to try and just to see if when you put the jack in it touches?
Yeah, all good, man.
Yeah, sound. Right now to attach this to the enclosure, normally I like to add in steel reinforced epoxy as well, but I didn't. I just couldn't figure out how to send that to you guys, so we went just straight with some double-sided sticky tape. I mean, I still use this stuff as well. I just add epoxy to it normally. Yeah. So I normally double them up. I can't remember if I doubled them up in the kits already.
No.
We've got 2.
Yeah, 2 of them, and they should have like a sticky on each side.
Yep.
Yep, spot on. So all I like to do is just to fit them under the board. It doesn't really matter whether you put them this way or this way. I'm probably going to go that way just because it fits. Normally, I'll put steel reinforced epoxy under them and on the sticky faces, so it has just a bit extra. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. Have you the sticky stuff? I don't know what it's called. Where is it? It's Dan
I'm going to put mine in so then the transistor's closest to me, just because the drawing is that way round.
Oh, I can't find it. It's basically like thick, clear gel that Ben was done. His pedal is the metal enclosure material. It works really good rather than the old.
I use this stuff called JB Weld. It's terrible to fix anything. It says that it works on high pressure, like gas and stuff. It doesn't, but it's fantastic. It's like steel reinforced epoxy. It's good for things like this. You're never gonna pull it off. Like, so hopefully we should have something looking like this. Only you've got different jacks.
Yep.
Are you putting your board dead center, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, normally I put it off to one side because I like to run the wires in the gap. But dead center on this, there's enough space to get round it to do the wire run. So it's kind of up to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right. Are we all good for the break? Do you want to have a break before we get onto the wiring and stuff?
Yeah, man.
Amazing.
Should we take a 10-minute break? We'll be back at half past the hour.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy with that?
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Jeff cheated.
Happy days. Right. See you at half past. Quick wee break.
See you in a minute.
My mic. You're muted, Joe. Joe, you're muted.
I'm talking to myself. Fantastic.
Yeah. Whenever you put it on pause, everybody's mic's automatically muted. I was trying to talk to you, and I was like, "Oh, my mic's muted."
Oh, good.
We need to tell Jimmy too to unmute his mic because there
I've
he
got
goes.
it, mate. I'm in.
You got it. All right, cool.
We're all
My
back.
back, yeah.
Get in.
Nice.
I never thought to ask what wires everyone got for this build.
Forgot to ask what? No.
What wire are we using for the build? What?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that.
I've got the silicon
'Cause
stuff.
I've got the silicone wire, the flexible stuff.
Yeah, that's the stuff I'm using.
Yeah.
Grace Fandango says, "Should have told them." Yeah, left me talking to myself for the next hour. Love it. I suppose the question is anyone using anything like solid core? Because that's a pain in the ass to use.
I'm going to use pink solid core.
Yes.
I
Mate, if you open up any military equipment, pink wire, and that's why the electricians are called pinkies. I love it.
Yep.
Well, there's a bit more to that nickname, but it's not really family friendly. So
No.
It's all right.
it does start with
Bullshit.
pinkies anyway.
Yeah, I thought I'd go with the military pink.
I like it. So let's the first wire we're going to put in is going to be the input. I'll just what I like to do is I like to go around the board first and then put everything else in.
Mm-hmm.
So the input is here, and if I bring up my thing again, what I like to do is, I mean, I've only just started doing this because I'm late to the game, but Marcus Reeves showed me is connect the front left pin of our 3-pole double throw switch to the back center pin of our 3-pole double throw switch. So we're going to connect these two together, and the wire is going to carry on and run round probably this way for me, around this side, and run to our input. And the way I do that is I take my silicone wire, I mean, if we start with a fresh piece, and a strip a good length of it, like maybe an inch for my American fellows, and give it a twist and a tin. I mean, Jimmy's using solid core, so we won't have to.
Nope.
And then if you do that, this is how we're going to attach them two bits. And all this bit does is basically when the pedal's off, it earths the circuit or the input to the circuit, so you don't get a new noise. Fantastic it is. It's what I should have been doing on my anchor drives for all of them, really. And what I like to do is take this wire and push it through the back tag in the center and run it to the front tag on the left-hand side. A bit hard to do without my snips.
So when you say the back tag, you mean the tag facing the jack plugs?
No, the tag facing me. So if you look at it here, mate, you got the center pin facing me and the one that side on this one.
Okay, so top left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
And when you're soldering, don't solder the one on the left. Leave that one open.
Sure.
We've got a bit more to do to that later on. And then for me, I'm going to run my wire around, remembering that we still got our LED to go in. But I'm going to run my wire around past where the LED is, round in a loop, and then to the input, sort of like that. Should I go that route? Yes. Yes, I will.
Let's see here.
And we're soldering the front center, not the back left.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I would call that the front left and the back center, but yeah. Exactly that, mate. Yeah, so the one on the left hand side isn't soldered and the center one is.
Okay.
Cool.
And then you can solder the bit going into the input as well. This is the only one going in there.
Input of the pedal, not the input of the jack.
Yeah, exactly that, mate. So tag 1 top side on the actual tag board itself can be soldered. So in the end, you'll have something that looks like that.
And you're running it around the right.
Yeah, I mean, you could go left hand side if you wanted to.
No, man, it's your show.
I find that people's wiring is kind of like a thumbprint or a signature.
Yeah.
I can almost tell who's wired the pedal up by looking at it. Jeffrey Shockley's back in. Get in. Craze Fandango says, what are good suppliers of enclosures? There was a question earlier. Cheers, mate. Thanks for asking that. I like MW Pedal Parts on Instagram. Chinese company. If you send them a message on Instagram, they'll send you a catalog and just pay through PayPal. They make all of these slope style enclosures. If not, if in the, yeah, mate, they're great.
Mm-hmm.
You can get them in all different sizes. They do some real interesting ones. But if you're looking for just interesting enclosures and you're in the UK, mind you, they have a US store as well. Gapco, Gapco, Gapco Pedal Parts. They do like they do some components and stuff, but they do all the Hammond style enclosures and stuff, and they also do the vintage large, the same as Isle of Tone uses. They use them big enclosures as well. They're only about 12 quid, and they're pretty decent.
I think that's who made this one.
Yeah,
yeah. I think I see their logo in there.
I met the guy who's like the design guy. He comes to the guitar show. He's a nice fella. Yeah. Oh, I've just realised that. No, I haven't. Ooh, I thought I missed the wire out and then input them, but I haven't. I've asked. Right, are we ready to? Are we still soldering that one in?
Oh, good, man.
What about in the chat?
I snipped it as it was in.
TJ Play Nice says his fingerprint inside the pedal is who gave the 4-year-old a soldering iron. And Johnny Freebar says if it looks like a bowl of spaghetti, it's mine. Hey, some of them old fuzz faces look like spaghetti and they sound great. I think it was Aaron that told us that he rewired an old fuzz face to tidy it up, and it sounded worse afterwards. So he put it back to,
the messiness.
Fair play to him, like. Oh, crazy Jack 9-volt battery amplifiers and guitars says on enclosures he likes to find unusual stuff, recycled or upcycled stuff. Absolutely, likes to put something like an awesome fuzz inside. Mate, I'm all over that. Justin Drawbridge does a lot of that recycled. Oh, there you go. This is John's masterpiece.
That's just not even a masterpiece. That's just a brain fart that happened one Halloween last year.
Yeah, I think it's class.
But it's got one of the bad switches in it. I've got to take it all apart and get that switch that fails.
I remember you saying,
yeah,
hey, mate, they're so bad.
Well, at least when I take it apart, I can
one.
lacquer it and preserve all the artwork.
Exactly, mate. Do you know what? Lacking pedals is hit and miss. But if you go to Manchester Guitar Tech, you can't go wrong. So next tag along is going to be our 9-volt power supply. Now, because putting batteries in pedals is basically the devil, I don't see the point. If it's not a fuzz face or something like that, I'm just not into it. So what I like to do is the two lugs. The two lugs that look similar on your 9-volt barrel jack. I'll take my wire, snip it long enough so it fits through both of them, and solder them both together. So if I just show you that now.
Sorry, I'm a little bit. I couldn't get that.
It's all right, mate. We can slow down if you need.
No, good. I just need to. That isn't touching that.
I'm not going to be able to do that on camera because it's fiddly as AF. So it looked kind of like that. Both lugs joined together. If I give it a solder, I'll be able to show you properly. Your AF pin on this DC barrel jack, for anyone who hasn't used them before, is the one pin that looks different from the rest of them. It's like attached to the center. In fact, why aren't I just showing you on a different jack? Huh. Right. So this pin here is your earth, and these two here are the live. This center one is meant for a 9-volt battery. So what happens is you'll have your battery snap attached to that, and when you plug it in, it disconnects that. So then it doesn't like add your battery to the power supply. But what I do is just put the wire through this hole here and into this hole here and solder them two together, because no one puts batteries in pedals. It's pointless.
Yeah.
And I say no one, but clearly people do.
I put batteries in pedals.
All my stuff's PMP, so.
Yeah.
Well, all my range masters are PMP, but I still use a 9-volt negative supply. And
do you warn your
as well,
do you warn your customers that not to have daisy chains and stuff then?
No, because mine actually takes a 9-volt center negative, and I use a PMP transistor.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, so
I've
connecting that to what lug on the.
all right, I'll show you, mate. So on your DC jack, you're connecting these two pins together.
Yeah.
And that's going to tag 2 on your tagboard, mate. So the 47K.
Perfect.
And I'm just going to run that wire straight down, like in a straight line to it. Now, obviously, everyone has their own wiring style, but you can kind of see like a wiring loom emerging now. So all my wires are going to run down this center line and round this curve, if you like. And that way, when I come to put 1,000 cable ties in it, they'll all sit together. Right, so that's mine complete now, and I'll put me off the screen. Craze Fandango says, "Who uses daisy chains?" People who don't want to fork out for the expensive power supplies, I suppose.
Man, the amount of people I get come to me like, "Oh, my DS1 is noisy. Why is my DS1 noisy?"
Yeah, same with the Kossoff drive, mate. I had a video sent to me like it's super noisy. I said, "Wow, it almost sounds like you got plugged it straight into the wall." He said, "I have." This pedal amplifies stuff, so any noise it's going to amplify it. It's just what it does.
Yeah.
What power supplies are you all using, by the way?
I've got an Audio, the 12 port one. I got it from Anderton's. Yeah. Power shop.
Is it any good or?
Yeah, it's isolated. It's got the 12 volt output, which is and an 18 volt, which is good for my chorus pedal.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, fine. It's been really good.
I use the gig rig thing, the modular one, just because my pedal board changes that much that it just
Yeah, the Gen X 14 is probably what I will eventually upgrade to, but with everything that I've upgraded to, it can wait.
Mate, you've put so much money into your pedal board so far.
I think I've got 3. Like, I've got the T-Rex. What is it? The Fuel Tank Junior for just little stuff, and then the Mod Tone Power Plant and the Voodoo Labs 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those are the 3 I have.
I'm looking at one on my desk now, which is called a Vitus ISO 4, which is not isolated, by the way. It says isolated on it, but all the earth's attached together. I use that just because it's noisy. So I have it on the desk because when I'm making pedals or testing them, if they don't sound too noisy with that, I know they're going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I use handy on board.
I use a really cheap Temu power supply for the same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same as John. I've got a really horrible power supply that's very, very noisy that I use just to check.
Yeah,
if it's quiet through that, it's going to be quiet through anything else.
Yeah.
Well, I used to be able to test them on board, and there's that much electricity going around. You got like 440-volt cables everywhere, 750 DC for like propulsion, 630 volts to be converted for the propulsion's power supply, all through massive cable looms. So like anything that you plug in just sounds inherently noisy. Like any guitar pickup picks up the waves around you. So it's really handy for testing stuff for noise. Now I haven't got the facility, you know.
I have a customer that has to set up in a very specific area of their house because they're in a rural area and they're near a farm where they've got all this electric fencing. And if they set up too close to where the field of the electric fence is, they start getting all kinds of crazy interference with their rig.
So few little questions in here. Crazy Jack says, Joe and all you guys, Joe uses one color wire in his builds. Can't that be confusing for text to work on later? He says he's very visual and the color coding helps. I get this a lot from people who are electrical engineers in my builds. They all complain that I use one color. The reason why I do it is because I think it looks better. And on a ship, when you're fault finding, the wires disappear between like 5 decks. You know, there's no way that you could get to each end of a wire to test it. So you have to look at the drawing and know how the circuit's going to work and then test accordingly. So for me, I just do it the way that I know. They're all pink wires on board.
So I'm using a different one out of habit, but that's because obviously I mainly build amps and repair amps, so it is different. But in something this small, if you can't trace a bloody cable from there to there or there to there, like you shouldn't be repairing equipment anyway. Like, you know, just stop it. All you have to do is cut some. It's
I wish this was true. Chris Fandango said no one needs to repair his pedals because they're all perfect. Close enough for government work. There you go, mate. Hello, mate. Lenson Guitar says that output cap has the skipper tag on the drawing. Or am I wrong? Yeah, it does. It does sort of skip a tag. You could say that, but we could have got this down to 3 tags. It just seemed like I didn't need to. It'd be easier to build on a 4 so you could see the drawing. But the N2 tags are joined together. You would have the diodes in that place. So if we should look at our drawing, you can see that there's 5 tags and the diodes are here on the end. I've kind of just done away with that, and I'm just going to land the 2 connections for the diodes off these 2 tags here. It just it seemed to make sense without me having to draw the picture because I'm lazy. Who else have we got? Johnny Freebar said he modified his old tattoo machine for a power supply to run his pedal board. Yes,
yay!
Nice.
Get in, mate. That is ingenious. I've seen people do it with drill batteries and stuff. That's fantastic. Are we looking, Dan?
Yeah, good. I've got the output. Or that's all in.
Oh, cool.
The
power supply.
Yeah.
You're in. Happy days. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right. So next up is going to be, we're going to leave the ground because that's a whole story. We're going to move on to the output. So on this bottom row here where it says out, it's really going to be this tag here on R1, which is the 4th tag along. There's going to be 2 wires that come out of this. And that is because we've got our clipping coming off it as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a wire from here. It's going to follow our wire and loom round, come up the back of what I call a ponytail. You don't have to call it that. And into the front right pin or the back left pin on yours, Jimmy, the way that you look at it, mate.
Yeah.
And so this pin here opposite our input. And now the other wire is going to come out, follow our wire and loom round, and go up to the center, one of the center pins of our clipping switch. It doesn't matter which one. So how do we do that? The best way is to measure the shorter wire roughly by just holding it up like that and just going, yeah, that cut way more off than you need. That'll fit. And then you can snip that off. And then I find that if you lie your 2 wires next to each other like this, you can use your snips and just skin them both together and twist them. And you'll join the 2 wires together with the same amount sticking out the end. And then if I tin that, we've got like 2 wires on the go. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, so putting 2 into 1. One's going to one of the lips and one's going to the top right.
So if you measure the one that goes to your 3-pole double throw switch and leave the other wire just attached to your spool or wire, that's the best way to do it. Then we can attach the dual wire into the 4th tag along on the bottom row.
Good shot.
So snip off the excess there. You'll end up with something like that. So you've got a length of wire and your wire and spool attached. And then the length of wire, all you're doing is you're running that round, following your wire and loom if you want, but you don't have to the front right-hand pin of our switch. And you can solder that straight in there. We're going to fit a pull down resistor to our input, and some people fit them to the output. So if you're getting like DC past your output cap and a pop still, you can fit one there, but generally I don't think it needs it. We'll see. So I end up with something like that. So we've got our one of our wires coming out of that tag, following the wire and loom round, going up and round, and to the front right-hand pin of our 3-pole double throw switch. I realized that you guys have built like 1,000 pedals, so I'm kind of like teaching you to suck eggs here, but I'm pretty sure there'll be people in the chat who maybe haven't.
We'll appreciate it for sure, yeah.
I use the double pole, double throw foot switches for the vintage pedals, so I don't usually use the triple. Yeah,
definitely.
So I don't wire like this. So it's good to find out, because there's loads of different ways to do this bypass switching.
So many. So
it's nice to see other people's approaches.
There's no right and wrong way in all this thing. So I got a lot when I first started putting videos out, people telling me I'm doing it the wrong way. I'm like, well, sound's coming out, so who says it's wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It always amazes me that people think that whatever their way is the best way. Whereas I approach every conversation, build or lesson with the thought that I know less than the person telling me what they're doing. And then that way you can absorb it and make your own mind up. You know, you see so many people in the Navy, and I hate to bring it back to the Navy, but it's all I know really, engineering, who are like, I know how to do this, you do it my way, and that's the end of it. But I've seen guys join the Navy who've been like master engineers on like diesel generators or professional fitters and turners. And they'll join the ship as the junior lad, and then and people won't take their advice because of their rank. I'm like, no. My job is to take my team and take their aspects and then make it work, you know. So yeah. Anyway, let's move me off the main stage there, and we can all get that off. There. Yeah, so the longer wire, all I'm going to do is run that round to either pin on our double pole, double throw switch. It doesn't really matter which one. I'm just going to go to the closest one because I'm here. Your wiring looms don't have to fit together like perfectly, as long as the wires are all roughly the same length, if you know what I mean. So when you measure them out, you're tracing the wiring loom. Later on, when you come to cable tie it, if you want a cable tie it, it'll all just come together. But you should end up with something looking akin to this. Fair.
What was that last connection, Joe?
That's the one that goes to the switch, the center pin of the
diode.
Yeah. So it can go to either one, mate, because obviously they're clipping each off, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've done it wrong. Oh, you knob. Okay. The side that we've put into our 3-pole double throw switch doesn't go there. Of course it doesn't, because otherwise we're going to have no volume control. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why you draw out your circuits before you do it. So what we're going to have to do is unsolder the one going to the switch. Right, let me put me on screen. I'll show you what I mean. I swear to God, in my videos, I don't make these mistakes on purpose. I am just that stupid. Right, so this tag here, what we soldered to, it can't go to there, because if it goes to there, we're going to have no volume control, because the volume control's on the output. So what we're going to have to do is pull this out with our snips and heating it up and run it round. It'll be long enough to the left-hand side of our pot. So to do that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to wet the tip. Well, hey, I've got to say it. Hold on to the wire in our 3-pole double throw switch. Touch the tag with the wet solder tip and then just pull the wire out. Like so. I'll wait until everyone's got to that point now, and then we'll move on.
Can I just say, this engineer solder sucker is the best solder sucker I've ever used.
Do you know what? I've had real bad time with the big cumbersome things, so that might be cool.
Honestly, man, like, I've had electric ones. I inherited this workshop and it was full of junky old solder suckers and they were all awful. But this
they're terrible, aren't they?
engineer, it's like tiny little machined red anodized button. And it's called Engineer Solder Sucker, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Who supplies those?
Good.
Can you find those at somewhere like Newark or?
Oh God, where did I get mine from? I might have got mine from like CPC or Switch, like the
Hmm.
you know
Switch is
your
pretty good, isn't it?
yeah, or like Rapid Electronics. I don't know about in the States though, but yeah, anyone like Farnell, yeah, any good electronic supplier should do this.
I'll bet Newark has them.
Mm.
Yeah, because Newark's based in England, and but Newark is their U.S. arm. I don't know what the you have a different name company,
It's,
but
oh my
it's
god,
the same. It's the same company. I forgot what they call themselves overseas.
I buy my Transformers from there for the dummy loads. It is. It's not Farnell.
Is it
It's these
Tata?
ones.
Not Tata.
No, Tata's in
That's
Far Eastern, isn't it?
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is.
Sorry, Joe. Where's that cable going to on the volume pot?
The one that you've unsoldered, right? Okay, let me just flash
Sorry,
it up. It's all right, mate. I haven't got that far
No.
yet. So you should have a cable dangling in the wind. If you
Yep.
bend it round your wiring loom, it goes to what is pin 3, but it's the left-hand side pin as we look at it because the pot's upside down. So it's the pot closest, the pin closest to the center, and you should have to snip maybe a little bit of wire off to get to it. I mean, you could just run the whole thing, to be fair. What I like to do is just bend the wire up and then slot it into the hook that you've made. So for sure that now. I don't know if you can see that properly. I just bend the wire up and then slot it into the hook that's already there that we've made. And it rests in there, and then I give it a solder and snip the excess off. If you find that you can't get it to rest in there, just make another hook with it and wrap it round the leg.
And that's going on the left lug of the volume pot.
Yeah, the one that's closest to the center, mate.
Cool.
These are the bits on my videos where people go, "Oh, it's so good that you left this bit in so we can learn." And really what happened was I just messed up while I was building the pedal. But again, it really does happen in real life, so why not?
Yeah.
So it should look something like that. It'll be this left lug.
Yeah.
Then from the center lug, so to do the center lug, you can make a hook and loop this time rather than resting it in because the tag is like very, very central. It's hard to get it to rest in. I find it better if you tin a bit of wire and then just loop it on itself and make a small little hook. You can wrap that around the peg.
Yeah.
And then all you have to do is take your snips and just give it a little squeeze. Don't squeeze too hard though, otherwise you'll cut it. And I do that all the time. And then solder that on. And that's going to go in place of where we've just unsoldered that wire from, the front pin of our 3-pole double throw switch. I like to shove it round so it follows the wiring loom. But again, you don't have to do that. Now, when you've tinned the end of your wire and you're ready to stick it through the 3-pole double throw switch, I would just take a second to clean your soldering iron. I've got some solder tip cleaner. I don't know if other people use that, but it is fantastic. Got a good clean soldering iron because all we're going to do is we're going to wet the tip, take our wire, offer it up to the tag, so then it's where it's resting up against where it would go through, but without pushing too hard. And then when you touch your soldering iron to it, it should just slot right through, and then take your iron away, and it'll be in place. And then once that's occurred, let it cool down, and then you can just give it a solder to make sure it's in properly. If nothing else, we've all just learned how to unsolder and solder a tag. Get in. I'm going to pretend I meant to do that. Yeah, I did that on purpose so then everyone could learn an extra thing. Right. So you should end up with something that looks a little bit like that. To take me off. Lenza says, sorry, mate, I still think your output cap is not correct. Both legs connect to the transistor. Oh, you're right. You're right. I've connected it in the wrong spot. Nice spot. Look at that. Cheers, mate. So we'll get on to that next. Let's sort out the first mistake I've made, and then we'll fix the second. We didn't need to solder through the emitter pin, is what he's saying, and he's right. Let's see. I've got a question for Jimmy here, I think.
Yeah.
DJ Play Nice says, Jimmy Smith, is engineer spelled the same? Maybe I've missed something.
Oh, the name of the solder suckers, it's spelled engineer, just like.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
There you go.
It's the. Hang on.
Oh, Lenton Guitars, you're totally right. And thank you for spotting it. Otherwise, I'd look like a right wazzock when I went to flash this up and it didn't work. So I'm really glad.
It's the Engineer SS03.
I think just need, yeah, okay.
Tell you what I can do. Let's.
The ground wire from hell there. Oh, let's see.
Cool. Right. Now what do we need to do?
Hey, Joe, you're muted.
Ah. Okay. Let me. Can everyone hear me now?
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. I'm having some trouble here with my switching. Right. So what Lenton Guitars is saying is that this output cap here is attached to our emitter through here. But if we look at our drawing, like clearly didn't, it's not attached to the emitter.
No.
So I've basically not followed the drawing. So to fix it, all I'm going to do is that little link wire that we put in, the diagonal thing, I'm just going to snip that straight out. So that's no longer there. And then the leg that's attached to the emitter, if I snip that and then maneuver it along so it attaches to the next tag along, all you have to do is rest it. I'm going to rest it around the front of this tag, but you can rest it to the back or the front. So it's like my screen's frozen for me. I don't know if that's like that for everyone.
No, it's fine.
No, all good.
Oh, cool. So all I've done is I've stretched this cap over, so it's resting up against this tag now, which is our 2 wires coming out of the tag. And then I'm just going to solder it up against that tag. Because if I tried to slot that through the tag, chances are I'm just going to pull them 2 wires out and it's just going to be a nightmare. So now what we've got is we've got our cap like stretched over the tag, so it's now attached to this tag on the end. Right, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, that almost threw me for a loop when I was following the drawing.
I absolutely just went into autopilot, mate. The problem is, it sounds like an excuse, but when I'm building these, I'm watching YouTube. So I'm like in autopilot and my mind just does it. So I don't have to think. And now that I'm thinking, it's not going so well.
I just got to figure out what to put this thing in now. I've got wires hooked up in all the places and kind of anxious to see if it works.
Yeah, fair one. I can't wait to flash this up. I'm going to put it through my Tweed amp at volume in a workshop, and it's, what time is it now? It's like 10 past 11 at night. Hopefully the wife doesn't hear it. So DJ Play Nice says, thanks, he found it. It's an Engineer SSO3.
Awesome.
I'll be buying one of them too.
Yeah, man, that's something I need, is a good solder sucker. I got 4 or 5 crappy ones.
Yeah, same. The big ones just seem to be so big that you can never get it in enough to suck them. And then the end melts, or they're just terrible.
I've got a really old mechanical, electrical one that has the iron built in and everything, and has a bulb that you squeeze to do the suction action. It's got a hollow soldering iron tip on it.
Yeah.
But I haven't fired that thing up in decades. I don't know if it even still works.
Oh, nice, mate.
That was something that we used to use a lot when we were depopulating boards and scavenging components. It made it so much easier because you desoldered and sucked the solder out all at once.
Yeah, makes sense, mate.
It saves a whole lot of money on desoldering braid too.
So the Engineer desolder sucker comes with extra tips as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're like silicone tips. Mm-hmm. And there's like 2 extra.
It's like the ultimate solder sucker here.
Mate.
Simon VRDJ says, evening, Joe and Co. Looks like everyone's having fun. Hello, mate. How's it going? Hope to see you at Birmingham this year if you're there. Question mark.
Oh, my tropical fish just exploded.
Oh no.
I think mine
mate, that's the price of using vintage caps.
Isn't it?
They're notorious for that too.
They're so brittle now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things
I spray them with lacquer on. I used to dip them in super glue, but John told me off.
Yeah, no, that's corrosive. The super glue will make them fail. It'll take the dielectric and just corrode it like crazy. Super glue turns aluminum foils and stuff into just powder.
Yeah, mate. I've started either lacquer dipping them or using epoxy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just clear epoxy.
Yeah, just fingernail polish, basically same thing. Clear fingernail polish. That way you can just brush it on.
Yeah, that's handy. Interesting.
It's like a really thick lacquer, basically, is what fingernail polish is.
It's no problem with the higher voltage caps because they seem to hold up well. It's like the lower value ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you getting on, Dan? You all right?
Yeah, good. I've got that resoldered. I've put the cap into the right joint, so we're all good. Everything
days,
seems
mate.
solid.
Nice, mate.
I've just put some masking tape underneath this ball
Oh,
because
just to hold the wire.
if it rocks, it just stops it from shorting on the.
Yeah.
That's a bit messy, that joint. I'll tidy that up in a minute, but everything seems all right.
Oh, cool, mate. Looks good. Right. So next up, we're going to tackle probably my least favorite bit of it all, which is the earth. Now, there's about 1 billion wires for the earth, but first things first, we're going to join our two jacks together. So for you guys, it's going to be, let me flash this up. Yeah, it's going to be this pin here, closest to your enclosure of both your jacks. Now, what I like to do is take a strip of wire, and if you've got this silicone stuff, you can take like a healthy strip of it and just strip it off, and then twist it around. If you've got solid core wire uncoated, I normally use that, but I know everyone's not going to have that. So for this,
I'm done.
Oh, look.
and then all I,
Yeah.
Now you're pulling a long one, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll see you soon.
then if you tin it, if you haven't got solid core wire, you can tin it, and it becomes solid core.
Mhm.
If that makes, or there or thereabouts.
A close approximation thereof.
Yeah, it's like fake solid core. And then all I'm going to do is snip that off. And for me, it's going to go through these two lugs. But if you're using these jacks, which they are better jacks to be fair, it's going to go through the front two lugs and join them together. And you can solder them both in. And do you know what? Not with the plastic jacks, but with the ones I'm using, they are earth to the enclosure, and some people don't bother soldering both of them. But I think if something comes loose, you lose your earth connection. If that happens while someone's on stage, it's
Yeah.
not very good. So I always just solder them in. Right, so mine's like that, but obviously yours will be slightly different because you've got different jacks. Simon VR DJ says, and for those watching in black and white, the pink ball is next to the red. Oh, hang on, that's snooker.
That's snooker.
Do you play much snooker in America, John? Is that a thing?
There's some people that do. I've played it, but I mean, it's not as popular as 9-ball and 8-ball.
Yeah. Used to be a thing in the UK. If a Sunday you go play snooker with your granddad or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some of us still do.
I love a game of snooker, mate. I've had the same cue for years.
Yeah, same. It's just nice and chill.
Yeah.
Right, where are we running this earth then?
Okay. So we've got the two jacks joined together.
Yep.
Right. Now our earth connections are all going to come from. I'm showing you this as if you can see it, but I'm not up on the screen. Well done. They're all going to come from these two tags here that we joined together. So tags 3 and 4 in the top row.
Right.
Okay, but the first thing that we need to do is get our DC jack attached to our jacks and into these two lugs here. So what I like to do is measure from your DC jack up to the wire that you've just put in and strip a wire that long. So for me, I'm just going to take about that much and tin it. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide that through our DC jack and then up to the wire on our jacks and solder them together. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, it will in a sec when I show you. So all I'm doing is I'm going through the center pin of our DC jack, which is the only one we haven't soldered, and then bending the wire up so it like crosses the wire that we've just soldered in on our jacks in like a T fashion. So hopefully you can see that here. There's a T. Oh, I can't see what I'm doing here. There's a T right here where they intersect each other. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and solder these two wires together here and cut off the excess. All that does is it'll attach your DC jacks together and attach to your 9-volt power supply, the negative side of it, with still a wire hanging out the bottom. Now, the wire that's hanging out the bottom is going to run to either pin 3 or pin 4 in the top row. But don't solder it in yet because there's about 1 billion other things to go in there. I would say run it to pin 3 if you can. So you should end up with something that looks like this, where you've got a wire going between your DC jack and your wire on your two jacks. It runs down round and it goes to your board and goes into pin 3, but isn't soldered. Give me a shout when you get to that point and we'll add the next wire in. I know a lot of people who build pedals add wires in like for your AF, like you do on an amplifier, where you keep it very separate, and your 9-volt power supply. Oh, sorry, you're not 9-volt in an amp. It'll be way more. But your power supply just well, mainly the 6-volt, isn't it? Let's face it, the heater wire. They try and keep them very separate and cross each other at angles. I don't think it's needed in a pedal. Not really. I think the voltages that they're not going to push enough out to intersect enough for it to be a difference, unless you're building something like a high gain fuzz. And generally, even then, I think you can trim that frequency out with a bit of fine tuning afterwards. So, and I don't normally bother. Carlos Andre Pinto says, I often use silver plated copper wire to ground pedals. I like to do some in ground bus in amps. Yeah, exactly, mate. That's what I was just saying. So what I use is this stuff. So it's like really thick gauge copper wire. It's actually got like a foam bar coating on it or something. And I just stripped. I've just dropped it off the back of my hand. Brilliant. I stripped that down and use that normally. But
biggest thing with
I find it
to not mix the noisy and the quiet earths. So you can't mix the earths, if that makes sense.
You split your preamp and your power amp, don't you? Yeah, I completely get that and what have you. But in a pedal, I don't think it's necessary with the Fs because you're only pushing 9 volts. It certainly looks better if you run a buzz bar for your Fs. I mean, look at something like Marcus Reeves does. He'll run like an AF solid core round and attach to it and stuff. It looks amazing. But I go down a cable tie route with just one wiring loom. Again, it's like a signature thing, isn't it, inside your pedal?
So with the wire coming out of the jack, are we just sticking that into 3 or 4 as well? Yeah.
Yeah. If you put that into pin 3 and then just don't solder it yet, we're going to run another wire from pin 3 that we can solder in. That goes to the other side of our our double pole double throw switch for our diodes. So the next wire is going to go in tag 3 on the upper row that we've just pushed the wire into. It's going to come out of there and go up to the only tag left on our diode switch. And we can solder both ends of that in. So I'm going to go ahead and add that on. if you're watching in the group chat and you think I'm going too slow, too fast, not explaining enough, please let me know, because then I can adjust for the next build or the next potential ones. I'm always interested in improving the way that I deliver. And as this is the first one, I don't actually have a way to deliver these. This is just guesswork.
And so this the other end of this again to the other side, little switch. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly, mate. So there's only one tag left on our diode switch. It's just going to go into that. All that does is attach our two sets of diodes to earth and or ground, if you want to be pedantic on electrical circuits. I know some people hate me saying earth. And the reason why I say earth is because on a warship, everything runs to the sea, which is earth. It just does. The real electricians in the on YouTube love to hate me.
Fuck them.
And I'm a mechanical engineer who's done a lot of like fault finding on electrical stuff out of necessity. If you've ever served on a warship, the chief will fix it. Always comes into play, like at some point. Oh, we don't know what's going on. How are we going to fix it? Wake the chief up. He's in bed. Right, so mine looks kind of like that. So pin 3 is soldered in. It's got 2 wires into it. One wire is going to our DC battle jack, and the other wire is going round to the other side of our diodes.
I've had to cheat. I've had to go in the center of that because it's getting a little bit tight like a tiger. So I'm just using the center lug.
Dave Barry says a lazy earth method would be to use the back of the pot for grounding. Yeah, exactly, mate. That's you run into the same issue we were saying before. Well, partly because these are plastic pots, so we can't do that. But
Can't do that with those, yeah.
If you do the back of the pot and the pot comes loose, you lose your earth. And let's face it, that's what we do in guitars, right? We solder to the back of the pot, so it's definitely a thing.
Yeah, but when you solder to the back of a pot on the guitar, it's also earth to the jack and earth to the shielding.
Yeah, so it's kind of connected in a loop in it. Carlos Andre Pinto says he love your cutter technique. I would be snipping away all of the wires. Yeah, do you know what, mate? I don't know what come about with me doing this. I just one day snipped them and it worked. I don't know. I think it's just a feel thing, maybe. Also, the silicone wire really helps, doesn't it? Because it's really valuable and it's just so easy to use, especially with the Nipex snips.
That's why I like working with solid core, because you can arrange your loom and it stays.
Yeah, definitely. I tell you who does nice solid core wiring, NRG Effects.
Yeah.
Neil. Oh, mate, we've got him on a podcast soon. I've been trying to get him on for the longest time. I'm so excited. He's like a genius, and his work's amazing.
Can you see this?
2 seconds, mate. Let me get you up on full view. Oh, nice. Yeah.
I've added black for the ground and just pink.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the kind of thing you can do with solid core.
It's nice, mate. Definitely. I like solid core, but I just found that when I was moving wires around too much, I'd snap a wire and it's just annoying.
Yeah, you do get that.
You have to be like a wizard, basically, which is why Neil's so amazing. He raises his up and it's like artwork.
Yeah, like adding 3 dimensions to electronics makes it look really swanky.
Yeah, oh, definitely. You can tell one of his pedals by looking inside it for sure.
Yeah,
cool.
Are we looking, Dan? You all right?
Yeah, all good.
Ready for the next bit?
Yep.
Happy days. Right, so next up, you can probably guess what's coming. Pin 4 on our tag board is going to go across to pin 1 on our volume pot. So this is where, when we're turning our volume pot down, it's basically just bleeding the output straight to ground through this connection. So this last pin here, pin 1, round, to tag 4 on the tag board, you can solder this in both sides. I find that if you strip your wire and make a hook and loop or whatever with the first, with your wire first, and then attach that to the pot first, that's easier to do rather than soldering to the tag first and then trying to rest into the pot. Make no mistake, these pots are a nightmare to use, but they're so smooth and they feel great. And if you can solder to these, you can solder to anything. It also comes in handy because the PCB mount pots with the straight pins, I haven't got one handy to desk. They're actually cheaper sometimes than the lug ones. So you pay like 4p more for the lug one. And if you're buying lots of them, it adds up. Okay, so you will end up with something looking like this, or probably a lot neater if you're Jimmy and using solid core wire. Hello, Hayes Anderson. Thanks for joining the chat. Much appreciated. Simon VRDJ says, gotta love the guitar body being used to organize the parts by Dan. It's a guy, Milehouse Guitars. He does like YouTube videos on how to build guitars, and I'm utterly addicted to his program.
He's
fantastic. Oh, there you go. Honestly, he's just got such a good teaching style that I love him. And he's from Plymouth, and I spent most of my naval career in Plymouth. It's funny listening to a Janet accent now that I don't have to go to Plymouth anymore.
He's actually Merchant Navy as well.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Johnny Freebar says he's been using JST connectors on pots because he usually wires them backwards and hate unsoldering them. I don't know what a JST connector is. Is that like like them little slider?
Probably like a little clip that slides on it, like
I as we've seen with this build, I solder things in the wrong place all the time, and I've just learned to solder them. Hayes Anderson says, I mark the lugs on my pots so I don't wire them in backwards. Mostly works too. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I've just learned that if you count normally this way round, you'd have one on the left. Oh, I'm showing you that as if you can see it, but you can't because I'm not on the screen. Fantastic. If you're looking at it this way round, one would be on the left, 2, 3, because that's the way that we count. So if you flip it upside down, 1, 2, 3, it's the opposite way round. And I just remember that this side here is always going to go to earth or be the side that is like paying off in Navy speak. And then the side that you're feeding into is the left-hand side. I don't know. That's kind of just stuck. How are we getting on?
Good. That's all sorted in.
Yep.
Awesome. Right. Next one is the opposite side of lug 4. There's another spare lug. If I just add myself to the screen so I can show you what I'm thinking. So here, there's another spare lug that we haven't got into. We're going to run a wire from there, round the back, up to the center pin of our 3-pole double throw switch, but we're not going to solder it. Okay, so just leave this one in there, but don't solder it. We've got something utterly horrific to fit in to there. What soldering lines everyone using?
I am using Tenma 21 19750 or 2119750 for you.
I've got some Acton 938D. I got it from what's it? In the company. Place over here. Really, really good. They do lots and lots of it.
Switch Mauser, something like that. Mauser was the brand I was trying to think of before, by the way.
Mouser?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have those we have Mouser in America too.
Oh, cool. It must be Farnell is the brand that you were thinking of before then.
Yeah, the one that is Newark over here.
Yeah.
Data soldering.
Yeah, that's where I got this tin. I got this on a closeout. It was $39. Had normally been like $129.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah, it's a workhorse.
So my I've soldered into pin 4 or tag 4, should I say, on the inside, the last tag. It's following a wire and loom round. It's gone up the back. I mean, if you're developing your own style, you could go up the front, you could go up the sides, whatever. I've always just gone up the back. That sounded truly terrible. And then I am a sailor. What can I say? I've put it into the center lug, but I haven't soldered it in.
Yes, it's something that
if you add that slogan to the back of your T-shirt that says "Wet the tip,"
my wife will not let me wear these T-shirts, by the
way, in public
because it says "Wet the tip" at the bottom. And I was like, "What are you on about? It's a soldered and iron." And she was like, "Think about it." Like, okay.
Yeah, okay. I did think about it. That's why I said it.
I mean, come on now. I wasn't that bothered.
Half a mind to take this circuit out of here and stick this thing in it. This is like a really early pedal that I built, but I don't know if I want to drill another hole in it for a switch.
Can you not just wire it up and go a la carte outside? Is that right?
Yeah, I've got this. I don't know if we can get it in frame. I've got this thing where I can put it on. I've got it so that so I can hook it up to a 9-volt if I need to. And I was getting ready to test out a tube screamer that I was troubleshooting on this, but I'll probably test this thing out on it first.
Yeah, mate. Are we looking at you boys close to the horrific part now?
Yeah.
Good.
Awesome. Right, so if we go back to our handy piece of paper that I should have supplied with all the kits, and will do from now on, the next one is going to be our 1 meg resistor, which is this one. It's a brown looking one with gold, green, black. I got my eyes can't see that last one. Maybe brown. There you go. Now the legs on this will be truly filthy, so they definitely need cleaning. I am going to use my Nipex snips, and I know people hate that, but I am. There you go. I get told to use sandpaper, emery cloth. There's all sorts of things, and they'll probably be better than what I'm doing now, but that's not what I'm going to do.
If you've got a good enough touch, it's not going to do anything. The only thing you don't want to do is dig in and create a big gald on the metal or something.
Exactly. So now what we're going to do is, once you've cleaned it, you bend the legs down flat, so then it's like a U shape, like this. Then you take probably the width of your snips underneath the leg and bend it out on each side. So you'll end up with something that looks like that. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide it through the front left pin. That's the back left pin to you, mate. The front left pin of our 3-pole double throw switch, if we can. It's not going to fit that way. We're going to have to go the other way. Okay, so scratch that. We're going to go in the other way. This back leg is going to bend back on itself instead of away. I'll show you what I mean now. So you've got that shape. This all depends on how long your resistors are. Sometimes they fit through the middle. This one's not going to.
Okay.
So once you've made that shape, the longer leg is going to go through our front pin, and the back leg is going to go through the middle pin. So I'm going to have to do a bit of manipulation with the flat nose pliers to get it in there.
That's your anti-pop resistor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can't fit this to the board, but if I show you it on the board, you'll know where it goes on this one pedal. If we fit it here, which is where I likely fit it on all my pedals, it will fit for every single pedal that you'd ever build.
You can also fit it directly to the input jack too.
Yeah.
I've seen that done where you have.
The only thing is then it's always in play, isn't it? Rather than being switched.
That's true.
So what I'm going to have to do is, as you're probably seeing on the screen here, is resting it in place and soldering it in on the front left pin. Back left to you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Just so then I've got like a stable ground to slot it in the center from. It's fiddly.
Cool. Oh, can we solder that in the middle section now?
Yeah. Yes, mate. Yeah, both of them get soldered in as long as the idea is it's basically connecting a 1 meg to our input from ground. We're lucky here because the enclosure is so deep. You've got like quite a bit of leeway there, you know. That's probably the worst solder joint I've ever done in my life. Well done, John. Show everyone on YouTube you can't solder. Right, what you've got to be careful of is that you don't knock that leg that goes from the back pin through to the front pin. Make sure that doesn't foul any of the other pins because we've been maneuvering stuff around. So if I just show mine there, we can see that we've got the 1 meg attached to this pin here. We've got our wire coming out and attaching to the back pin, and the other end of this resistor is going to the center pin. Now, if that doesn't make sense for those at home, we can draw it on here.
I'm getting the low battery warning now.
That's a long one, isn't it?
Yeah, we're 2 hours and 40 minutes in.
So we've got our input wire coming in here, and that is going straight across here to connect them 2 pins together. We've also got our earth wire, sometimes drawn like that, and that's going into the center lug, and then between these 2 lugs we've got our 1 meg resistor. So if I hold that drawing up, that should make sense.
Yep. So,
perfect. Yeah. You got any way to charge your camera, have you, John?
Not without having to disconnect my headphones.
Oh, okay.
Would be and
well, we've got like, I don't know, 4 wires left. Maybe we're nearly done now.
Nearly there. Yeah.
Hopefully we get in.
Yeah. I've got all the things I can do without an enclosure done on mine. So
cool.
I've gone in and made it so that I can lift the clipping section too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I put that on just a regular old on switch, and so that way I can use it as an LPB1 or as an Electra.
Are you getting on, Dan? This is the fiddliest bit, mate.
All sorted, all done.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Right, next we're going to wire in the input and output. So for you guys, it's always the pin on the right hand side. If we're looking at the pedal upside down, of course, the right hand side back pin. Handily, the jacks that you've got, the Cliff jacks, have only got 2 pins in, so you don't really have to think about it. But if you get ones with 2 rows of pins, it's always this one here on the back right hand side. That is the live of our input jack, if you like, or output jack. And what we're going to do is we're going to wire from the input jack is on the left-hand side because the pedal's upside down. I can't tell you how many times I've been trying to fault find because I've got them plugged in the wrong way around because I forgot that the pedal's upside down. So we're going to go from the input jack. It's going to follow our wire and loom round, and it's going to come up and it's going to go into the left-hand side center pin. Okay.
Yep.
Happy days. Let's attach that one. This is where I plug it in. It doesn't work now as well after all of this. And I have to get the audio probe out. Get in.
That's why I made a backup the other day.
Just plug the oven in and go, oh, look, it works.
Yeah.
It's like the cooking show thing where they put it in the oven and they take one out that's been done. It's like, see,
Here's one I made earlier.
Over here
bake for
we-
45 minutes at 350 degrees. And then you... That wasn't 45 minutes.
Let me tell you, right, for some reason last night, my daughter's been on my wife's TikTok and she's like, I've got a great idea for a glaze, Daddy. At like 8 o'clock at night, she had me mixing sweet chili and mayonnaise together to make a fucking glaze. Absolutely disgusting. And she was like, taste it. I was like, I don't want to taste it. She's like, just I end up eating bloody chips or like tortilla chips with bloody glazed sweet and oh mate, it was terrible. I'm like, oh, it's so lovely, thank you. Like, Jesus Christ.
Hopefully she's not watching.
Hashtag dad life.
Yeah.
You wait till they get older. My daughter likes to give me the neighbourhood gossip and the latest in the EastEnders, and I have to sit and pretend I want her to fill me in on all the drama.
I got an 18-year-old boy, mate. So easy. He's just like, play football, Dad. See you later. Don't care. Fantastic. He's got a girlfriend now, so he's too cool for me. And he's just passed his driving license as well. Let's have a right. So that one's fairly easy to add in, and then you might have guessed it, but next we're going to do the same thing with our output jack. If I add me to the stage and actually show it. So next, that output jack is the one on the right hand side, and that's going to come round and go to the right hand side of our 3-pole double throw switch. Got to say thank you to everyone who's powered through on this one. Seems to be quite a few people watching along. And Instagram only lasts for an hour, so it's not even on Instagram. Get in.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. StreamYard only lets you stream to Instagram for an hour. Very weird.
Does Instagram have like a stream limit? Anyway, they might only allow an hour-long stream.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if they do if you're just streaming straight on Instagram, but
Maybe
that's their way of
I think I've heard other people say that they would be on Instagram for an hour and then
you have to restart the stream, maybe.
yeah, I don't know. That might be something that's just like built into that.
Yeah. Seems a bit weird, doesn't it?
Because I know
This one going middle right.
Yeah, this one's going to the middle right. So you should only have the two, what I would say, the two back outboard pins left.
The two front ones, yeah.
Yeah, the two front ones, mate. Isn't it funny the way that people just look at things in a different angle?
Yeah.
I love all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one's going to the bottom right.
So the next one, mate, is going from your jack
Yep.
to the center right.
Ah, okay. I was going to put the bottom right.
Yeah, these two bottom ones should be open at the minute. That's where we're going to add our bypass loop in there next.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you soldered one into the wrong?
I have soldered the input into the bottom one, yes.
Yeah, I do that all the time, mate. I wouldn't worry.
So,
You should have enough play in your wire to solder it to the center. It's not that much further. I have literally done that billions of times, mate. Usually when I'm watching something good on YouTube and there's a good bit and I'm not paying attention. So in the end, you'll have just these 2 tags left on the back. Almost done, now. Almost done.
Here, might as well start taking these switches out that I need to replace.
Fair one, mate. Play nice is confirmed it. It's the limit is on the Instagram side. Fantastic.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because I didn't think it mattered which streaming service you were using.
It just seems weird to me because you'd think that they want you to stream for longer and get more views. It seems odd.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just don't want somebody on there filibustering or something for 24 hours.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
We doing the famous ponytail now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
Nice.
So the next bit, are you ready? Are you done?
yeah.
Oh, cool. Right, the next bit is literally a loop between these back 2 pins, front 2 pins, Jimmy. Just a loop between these 2. So all I do is find an offcut that I've cut before, cut about 1.5 inches, and you could do more or less, it doesn't matter, and then just strip the ends and tin them, and you've got like a nice little wire. If you do more than one switch, it's worth lining them all up in a row and cutting them together, so then your loops are all the same. But as this is just one, it doesn't really matter. The question is, have you guys got coloured cable ties to cable tie it all together, or are you just leaving it swinging in the wind?
I think I've got a pot here that I've had for years, and I'll slowly work through of about 10 different colours. So I think we can go nuts if we want.
Ooh, that's hot.
So it should look something like that. Hello, Jack. How's it going, mate? Jack Williams is on. He did the demo on my free range.
Hey, Jack Williams. Good to see you,
Amazing
man.
playing in that video. So good.
Yeah.
So good. All good, my mate. I hope you're well. Yeah, the playing on that was just... It's hard because I'm not like the best guitar player in the world. So it's real hard to get a good reflection of the pedals that I'm building on the videos, you know. And then if I use my wire tap, people complain. What can I say? People love a moan.
Hopefully I'll be able to get some of my stuff demonstrated by my friend that I was going to work with last year, that just before the hurricane hit, everything's stabilized up there enough now where.
Oh man, you just got hit bad last year, didn't you?
Yeah, God, they're still not completely recovered. There's areas up there that still look like a war zone.
Oh man, so bad.
It's just LED now.
Yeah,
Nice.
I know. I have a really weird way of doing LEDs that I think probably 90% of people won't agree with, but it's just what I do. I like to because I've got like a bezel, which is just some sort of washer or nut or something that I've come across.
Yeah.
And then I fill it full of epoxy.
Uh-huh.
So you get like a screen, if you like a glass screen.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that on the video now, but I'll show you how I wire the LED in. You ready, Dan? Or you're doing the last connection?
Not all done.
Cool.
Don't want that.
Happy days, mate. Right, so next up, I'm just going to move the pedal out the way and we'll focus on our LED. Now, the longer leg, for those, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone on the stream will know, but the people who are watching this at home, maybe their first build in the future, the longer leg is the live, the positive, or anode if you want to be a smart ass. And the shorter leg is the negative, or cathode if you want to be a smart ass. So the longer leg, the 9 volts, is obviously going to go to 9 volts. And how I do that is I take a really long length of wire and cut it off, strip it and tin it, or just strip it in Jimmy's case because he's got fancy wire.
That ponytail was horrific with solid core.
I bet.
I bet you it was me. Yeah, it's definitely not designed for your type of wiring, then, is it?
No, man.
Time to break out the jeweler's pliers.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got
So
a set.
when we've got our strip wire, we're just going to make a loop out of it, like a hook or a loop. It can be either, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to wrap that round the longer leg, somewhere maybe halfway down. Doesn't matter how far down. So you've got this sort of fashion. I don't know if that makes people can see that. I'm just going to lie that down and then solder that in place. And again, I do always say it, but with LEDs, they don't like a lot of heat. So try not to hang about on them for too long.
There you go. There you go, pop.
Yeah, it sounds weird, but you want a really hot soldering iron so you can just touch it and it gets hot enough straight away.
I work close to what, 375 Celsius, like close to 700 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mine says 477 on mine. It used to say 480, but I think it's degraded a bit. And then I snipped the excess off that wire there. So you're left with something looking like this. So our earth wire is, our earth leg or our cathode is just sticking up, and our anode is attached to a long wire. Jimmy, this is going to be an absolute nightmare for you, mate, with your wire, isn't it?
Amazing. Yep.
Now we're going to take our 5K resistor, or 5.6K in my case, and maybe 5.3 in one of yours, and clean the legs. This is our current limiting resistor. So this is going to dictate how bright our LED is. Normally, I use a 10K because I don't like bright LEDs. But you see mainly like 1K, 2K, or something like that in pedals. Everyone has their own like preference, whatever. I'm going to take the very end of one of them and make the same loop as we did before out of it. Only maybe not as big as the loop I'd made because that was terrible. And that is going to go around the tip of our negative side of our LED. And I'm going to try and squeeze it on there. Don't squeeze too hard if you're using snips, otherwise you cut through it like I always do. And then you can give that a solder and snip off the excess. So we're left with something that looks like that.
Yeah, it's a crazy switch wiring I gotta do. Forgot.
Right.
Johnny Barr says, for some reason, he always adds the resistor on the positive leg as the way he was taught. Mate, that's the way I've seen it in every single pedal or everywhere. However, if you think about it, and this is just my weird mechanical mind, the positive side, unless your LED is up this end of the pedal, i.e. up this end, if it's down this end next to your switch, you've got to run a resistor all that way. Whereas your 3-pole double throw switch is literally within a stone's throw away from where the LED is fitted. So if the LED is at this end, I'll put it on the positive side. But if the LED is down this end, I'll put it on a negative side because it's right next to the switch. That's just the way my mind works. I mean, now this point here, normally I would put like a dab of epoxy and glue the LED in place, just so then when I'm bending the resistor, it's not going to move about. But because I realized that we're building this on the spot, I haven't added the epoxy in because normally I'd have the LED glued in already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the LED itself into the hole that's drilled for it, so it's just touching the hole. Then I'm going to take my snips, or my, probably better with your flat nose pliers if you've got them, bend the resistor round, and what you want to try and do is land it in the center lug of the 3-pole double throw switch. What that means is the LED is going to have a solid connection, so it's not flapping in the wind. And then soldered it in. Oh no. This is where your flat nose pliers come into their own, like bending all this round. And what you want to do is try and land your LED so it's in the hole that I've drilled. Now, normally for me, I'm going to fill this full of epoxy. So then you get like a glass sheet over the top, and that'll be like a screen. You could have a proper LED fitting if you wanted to be normal. I've never been normal in my life, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, so
What does this normal people speak of?
Yeah.
And then look at the top of the fridge, the switch.
Sorry, mate. Where we at?
With the
screen.
Was that going into the center at the top? Yeah.
Yeah, the center. Yeah,
So,
the only one that's not soldered.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, that's right, mate.
Perfect.
Yep.
And then the wire that's flapping in the wind.
If I suddenly disappear, guys, my battery's about dead. Just so you know.
I got you, mate.
Yeah.
This is a long one, I know, but it's a full pedal build, so
That's
and I
all
made
right.
mistakes.
Yeah. That's all right.
So this last wire, you can either go to lug 2 on your board where the 9-volt goes in, or like I'm going to, you can make a hook and loop and hook it onto the little link that's going between the two lugs on your DC power jack. So it's going straight to 9 volts. Either or, doesn't matter which. It's whichever you feel comfortable doing.
So sorry, where's that going?
So I'm going to do it to. Yeah, let me get me full screen. I'll show you. So I'm going to run it round and see the two lugs that we joined together on our DC power jack. I'm just going to make a hook and loop and hook it onto there and then solder it.
Right.
So it's going straight to 9 volts. With if anyone's bought any of my pedals and looked inside, you'll notice there's another board which I make like a power filter, and I run it all to the power filter and what have you. But for this pedal, it didn't seem much point in filtering the power to it, being as it's only one gain stage. As I say, with this bit, if you feel more comfortable, you could run it to this second lug here. If that's easier for you, it's up to you. As long as there's nothing between 8 and 9 volts.
Let's see. Go.
It all comes down to that thing again of wiring choices and making your own style eventually. So I should have something like this where it's all wired in. And while I'm here waiting for the moment of truth, if we plug it in, does the DC jack work? No, it doesn't. Fantastic. Why?
Nice.
I think my LED might be defective. Oh, good. That's helpful.
Could have gone pop.
Yeah. Let's see. Bolt. Yep. LEDs are dud.
Oh,
Fantastic. It's exactly what you want.
Hey, that was easy to track down, though.
It does give me a chance to use one of these bad boys. A customer sent me these the other day in a post. So he bought them for a pedal build, used the one he wanted, and then was like, "Oh, I don't really need the rest of these. Do you want them?" Happy days.
Heck yeah.
We have power.
Oh, you're doing better than me, mate.
Nice.
Oh, fuck it. I don't know why, but when you turn it on and the LED works, I always feel like the pedal's going to work, even though that's only testing like the circuit. I'm like, yes, it works.
oh, this is cool. I've never had this before.
What's up?
So, LED works, but
Oh, wow.
it's nice and green, but it doesn't switch off.
Uh-oh.
That means that the sun's shorting out, mate.
Yeah, on the
Oh.
switch.
Yeah. Yeah, is it connected together?
Oh, it's got to be, man. It's this solid core wire, man. It's undone me.
I've just been building a Fender Blues Junior, which was butchered. So I went down to Vice that I was training with, and we did a hand wired Fender black face basement circuit, and I wired the circuit in with single core cable, but it's really thick. I thought, all right, well, I'll manipulate it, get it all working.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, fit that's just snapped off in my fingers while I'm testing. Oh, wow, I
So-
cried.
There's some solid core wire from Hot Rocks, the shop online, hotrocks.co.uk. Rock spelled ROX. They do this solid core, like what is it? The fabric covered wire or whatever.
Mhm.
Cloth wire.
Pushback.
And it's fantastic, mate. It doesn't split. I built all my amplifiers with it. It's great.
The stuff I got was from Hot Rocks, but I think I just got too thick a gauge. So when I'm trying to make,
Was it the green stuff?
yeah,
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 that's the heater wire. Now, let's see. Is this going to bloody work? Hey, we have light. There you go. Right, okay. So this is the point now where I put 1,000 cable ties in and cable tie all this up. I'm not going to probably use 1,000 of them, but I've got some orange ones handy, so I'll just put 1 or 2 in. It really drives my OCD insane until I get a few cable ties in. It feels untidy.
What color? Anyone in chat want to pick a color? I've got purple, black, red, mustard, bright green, and blue, and grey. Someone pick a color.
I like it.
What colour's your cable?
The green stuff, no. Yeah. Purple, always good shout. That's funny.
I was going to say purple was the first thing that came to my mind, but
yeah,
that's me.
John has a very, very visual way of looking at things, visual. And
I mean, I am wearing a purple dragon on my shirt, so.
I've got my purple hoodie on. It's funny at the shop where I work on a Friday doing amp stuff. All 3 of us that work, all of us, our favourite colours purple. So anything that's purple that comes in, it's like, oh, that's pretty. There's an argument on who gets to play with it first. Like,
well, my favourite colour is yellow, and it really winds my daughter up. She's like, "No, Daddy, that's a girl's colour. You can't like that." Like, I do.
Yeah,
with it. Like, she just can't handle it. She's like, "No, pink and yellow are for girls. You like blue." Like, I don't. Blue is for like Everton, no chance. Chelsea.
I think.
Right. I'm not going to go overboard with the cable ties because we've been building for 3 hours and it's not really essential, is it? Let's face it. I'm starting to do that thing where I'm getting OCD about the way that my wires are run. Like, you don't need to do that now. You can do that tomorrow. I will be selling this pedal at the guitar show on Saturday. We're about to lose you, John.
No, I was just hearing guitar tones coming from over on Jimmy's side.
Yeah, man.
Is it working, mate?
Yeah.
Get on. Right. The question is, have you put your knob on? What is it? What knob's everyone going for? I'm of course going for a Bakelite Clon knob in maroon.
Well,
Periwinkle blue.
I've just got
blue.
no knob because I forgot to find a knob. So it's what I had in my drawer. So
that's what I'm working with.
So I got a huge MXR style one, and I forgot
like
that it was offset.
Oh no!
So it doesn't fit now. It's too big.
Oh no!
So I'm gonna have to go down a size.
No one ever likes to hear that, do they?
No, man.
yeah, I totally forgot to order one, so I managed to find this Strat tone knob. It fits.
Nice.
That'll do for now until I can get till I pick a good one.
Yeah, man.
Let's see what we got. I wonder. This is where the wife comes in and tells me off now for playing guitar too loud, even though I'm house and a half away from it. Let's have a look.
Sounds like an Electra.
Yeah, man.
Listen to this for the jumping volume. This is like the This is the silicon setting. No diodes. And then germanium. I can't play anyway. There you go. Maestro.
Hey.
Look at that. By the way, I'm in love with this guitar just for its looks.
Right, time to test this. Let's see if I can get a tone. You might be able to hear this because I've got headphones on.
Eyes are starting to go.
We're just closing out now anyway, John.
I mean, my eyes are starting to go as far as like trying to be able to see what I'm working on. I'm like, ah.
Oh man, I'm made up to that way. Get in.
There we go. That's all you needed to do was say get in, and it got in.
Let's remove this off the screen. We can get big. So is that everyone's working so far, is it?
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't have put money on that, I've got to say.
No.
Not after the odd mistake I made there as well, which is not ideal, but we got there in the end. Thanks very much to Lenson Guitars for spotting the most obvious mistake that none of us did.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had work. You wouldn't have had working pedals at the end otherwise.
Hey, mate, it would have given us a good chance to fall find, I think.
I've got sound. I've got sound.
Yay.
Ooh.
Is it bypass sound though?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing anything, mate. But that might just be the. I'm gonna write on the bottom of mine now as well. I don't know if you guys do that for yours.
Oh yeah.
Are you getting the proper tones done?
Yeah, yeah. Just it.
I've aged this enclosure way too much for my liking.
Oh mate, this is awesome. This is gonna. I'm looking forward to playing this tomorrow for an amp. Yeah.
Sounds a bit
Yeah.
wacky, doesn't it? Like well, there you go. DIY pedal build, 6 of the 10th, 25. Get in. And that's
Thanks,
what it's doing.
guys.
Right. This pedal is going to be with me at the Woking Guitar Show if anyone's interested next Saturday. I've been Hello Sailor Joe, and closing out, I've got to say, see you later.
And I have been John Mulholland, Space Wolf. Thanks for sticking along and building with us, guys. I'm probably gonna take a break and keep building. I'm in the zone now.
Love it.
Thanks for having us, Joe.